Buddy.
You're seeing these individual players come up huge for PRX in the key moments, and that is the big
It has been a minute since I streamed, so let me know how the audio is, whether the levels are good or not.
Exciting to watch, especially since previously, in previous years, maybe you had a PRX that might crumble under pressure, but now they're seeing that they can actually take it head on. I mean, in Champions 2023, that was a big talking point about all of that pressure. But now, this PRX shows that perhaps they're a bit more stable. And of course, you have new additions to the roster. You have Patman on the side of PRX, and you have Crazy Guy on the side of
Everything's good? Okay, perfect.
A little bit more in a second, but Patman I particularly want to highlight. I mean, it is his rookie season here in Pacific.
Perfect.
International event. He is topping the APR in this competition, and the reason why that's important is even before adopting the Viper, a lot of players will farm APR assists per round on the controller role without really having much impact. All of his assists are impactful playing the flash unit.
Oh boy.
So you're seeing him be able to set up his team for success with the utility, and when he's alive in the late round, he's able to win these huge impact clutches to keep PRX in the game.
Then we look onto the flip side here, we see Crazy Guy, and I feel like this has been such a fantastic addition.
Hello, Radman. Radnub. What's up?
There, he's almost neck and neck with Patman, well being able to IGL and lead this team forward. So he's been a huge addition, and as we say, Patman has really been lighting up the server since joining in Stage 1.
Yeah, Crazy Guy, honestly, his fragging statistics and his performance in certain games has been phenomenal. He's been right up there with the rest of the RRQ core, which gives them a fair bit of ceiling, even with Estrella's departure, and even Estrella on DRX has been one of the weaker fraggers, so I don't think he's really contributed as much to the fragging department for RRQ as Crazy Guy is coming into this team. I think he has a little bit more of a ceiling, a little bit more mechanics, and he can definitely deliver some fragging impact on the IGL role for RRQ.
Yeah, and something to bring up, Alex mentioned earlier about how Patman is really kind of rounding up the roster very well. They're kind of all holding hands very equally, so it's nice to see how he's fitting in, especially since, you know, back in the local PH Challengers, he was known as Mr. Consistency. Every single time, you could always count on him, especially when he's holding, you know, such like mid of the map or something, or he's always that guy who you can depend on to actually turn the round in his team's favor. Right now, we're looking at the map veto, and of course, this is a best of 5, so this is going to be very interesting.
Sorry, give me.
Best of 5 that we've
Ooh,
seen.
fracture. Okay.
On the ban from PRX, they've been banning Haven since it hasn't gone well for them in the group stage. But over on the side of RRQ, their respect ban on a Lotus that actually hasn't been too bad for them, honestly, with their new comp.
I think it's a very interesting ban for me in a best of 5 because they were happy to play Lotus yesterday against Gen G.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're willing to ban Lotus, why would you not ban that against Gen G? But they've taken it out of the pool today. And we are seeing them pick Fracture, which is equally kind of confusing for me.
I wonder if the Gen G game has kind of knocked their confidence on the map a little bit, because they were quite happy to play against a lot of teams. But as you mentioned, Fracture will be the first map picked by RRQ here. In the past, in kickoff, it's been picked by PRX. PRX, more recently though, it's been the whole something narrative of him playing the Brimstone. Also on the side of RRQ, worth mentioning, Jemkin is going to be on the Brimstone. So you do have multiple players who love playing the Jet, who love fragging out and have some great mechanics, playing that Brim, and it is a little bit easier for them to pick up in that controller role.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a targeted pick from RRQ based on the weaknesses that they saw in PRX's Fracture, especially that first time we saw them play.
Sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm multi-streaming, so I have 2 chats now that I need to look at.
Well, let's make the fans even happier by sending it to the stage.
Also, I just got back to Seoul, so I'm pretty jet lagged and kind of sick, so I apologize if my energy is kind of low. But we will lock in. We will try to lock in at the very least. Guess you'll never get to see our Fracture. I mean, Fracture, it was whatever. we played Neon on it. These new glasses? No, these are the glasses I've been wearing the whole time. Players are back at the boot camp. Streaming on Twitch? No, I'm in Korea. Twitch doesn't work in Korea. Just streaming on my personal channel and the GE channel. Who's at boot camp? Almost everybody. We're still waiting on a couple people to get here.
Team RRQ. It's the battle of the very best from Southeast Asia. RRQ and PRX. And RRQ with their most successful Pacific stage to date. This team's persistence has paid off finally in qualifying to Masters Toronto, but has all the hard work steal them against the likes of PRX. Does the power of friendship pull through this specific stage?
We want to see them have a good game here.
What's up, Killshot?
To get knocked out in the lower bracket here and not go into Toronto with any momentum. They want to prove that they just have a rough matchup against Gen G, but they're still one of the most dangerous teams in Pacific.
That's Mr. Poppy back there.
For an equally dangerous one in PRX. And this is a team that has been a regular on the final stage, both in Pacific and internationally. We know they had a rough start in the beginning of the stage 1, but they are back. It's real, guys. Everyone is aboard the PRX train. The question is, where does the train stop, if it stops at all?
Yeah, as you say, it was a rough start.
PRX.
So much momentum, and now they're practically
How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I'm pretty jet lagged and kind of sick right now, so I've been better physically, but I'm doing fine. Trying to drink some chai to help with my sore throat.
PRX again, the very best from Southeast Asia here. And as we're seeing, we have players also that know each other so well. So that's going to be very exciting.
Analysis needed.
There's so much beef going. Insane. No, they were just talking to each other on the couch.
Who am I rooting for? Probably PRX, honestly.
They walked away. I did see them exchange some heated words. I'm joking.
PRX has always been one of my favorite teams to watch.
Very telling for this series.
Yeah, I think this is RRQ. I mean, they're backing themselves. It's been a map that's been a solid pick for them in the past. They did play DRX, who backs themselves on that map quite a lot.
Yeah.
Very close. That's their only loss.
Fake beef. So Fracture Split, Pearl, Icebox, Ascent. I mean, based on the map pool, I feel like map pool favors RQ, but I feel like PRX is just kind of rolling right now. I kind of don't think it really matters. If PRX is playing with confidence, like they have been for the last like month, they should win this. Thanks, Neon. Appreciate that. Any role switches? Yes. Any roster changes? Also yes. But I can't speak about any of it yet. The main thing that you guys need to know.
Why are you so slow?
The main thing that you guys need to know is that I will be playing Duelist going into stage 2. I decided that I wanted to do it myself. So I will be playing Duelist. I'll only be locking Reyna and Yoru.
They know they're the protagonists of Pacific. They know what they're doing.
Here's the thing, though. If we're talking about storylines, I think RRQ were pretty crushed with their performance against Gen G yesterday. I do not think they're just going to rock up to the server today and get rolled over by PRX. They want to show that that was just a top day. They are here to play in the lower final. They really want to make it to the final. You could tell when they lost to Genji how much it meant to them. Looking at the agent comps here though, RRQ going to be playing that Vice into the double duelist. This is a comp that T1 played very well against PRX.
How's the weather? It's been raining all day.
Well defined. At the same time though, PRX
It's literally just been dumping rain all day.
Hopefully play this comp a little bit better into the Vice comp that RRQ will be bringing.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you learn a lot more from your losses than your wins. So that first game where we saw there's something on the brimstone.
What's the reason for roster changes? Because we sucked in stage 1.
With the duelist to know
I think Kushi's going to have a little bit of an easier time breaking the KJ utility, but it is worth mentioning Buzz on the op was quite key over on
Yeah, we are expanding our coaching staff.
They want to play that contact pop style. I don't know if you're going to be seeing Monyet picking up an op, to be honest. He was absolutely sending it on the rifle, getting very aggressive, but I don't know if Monyet's necessarily got the same kind of op chops that someone like Buzz will have on T1 on the Neon Fracture.
Well, maybe he'll get a little braver up against a former team, right? I mean, who knows?
Something on Brim again? I mean, they're not going to change their comp like 2 days before they play, so not surprised.
And of course, with RQ and PRX, it's exactly that. So let's get started.
Any plans for Ito's birthday? We got him a cake. I think maybe Korean barbecue this weekend at some point.
Thank you very much. You heard it right there from the desk with Mika, Big Time, and Pilsky, and they are absolutely right. In Southeast Asia,
When is EWC? I don't know.
every track does kind of lead up to PRX.
Yeah, it does, but are we going to see some derailment come in towards today's games from RRQ? If you do think
Announcement?
well, it is technically
Don't ask me. I just work here. I just work here. I don't plan our content or our announcements.
Like they did it yesterday. I think this series definitely has a lot more going in towards this one, but you also do just have to remember the pressure is kind of off for these teams now. They've made it in towards Masters Toronto, and this is the game to see who is going to get a battle against Genji to potentially take the Pacific Trophy.
Without a doubt. I mean, you're just thinking about...
So we'll see how things are going to start here on map number 1 in this best of 5. PRX opting to start on the attackers side here. And it is good to see as well, you know, a bit of a bounce back for somebody like Something as well, having a bit of a shocker in the first installment of Brimstone, putting in something like 7 hours of VOD review and prep just to get an idea. Pistol round to shake off a couple of nerves, a big amount of players though here for RRQ, challenging.
Just swinging.
Sliding out though, but Divide gets the first shot.
Stalled out by the smoke a little bit right now. A lot of damage delivered though. Something low.
Dude, Devi has been playing insane for the last month. Ever since they put him just full-time Sentinel, he has been playing so well.
At least the first shot still though. With a full fire team in front inside of A main, it's not going to be easy, certainly as soon as he peeks out.
Insane.
Well, if you want to get a good start coming in towards a map like this, where historically you've had some fumbles, right? To highlight the old Arcros.
I don't think TMV is
we've
online.
seen be a bit of a problem, but switching things up, Devi out for the Sheriff, Ace in the pistol rounds, coming out with confidence. Definitely agree with what the Deskers were saying a little bit earlier as well, where RRQ are most likely going to be playing quite differently to the likes of T1 that absolutely smashed PRX on this map.
You would imagine, hopefully trying to study things up from that one before, but currently just meeting each other with huge clash outside of A main does not really inspire you with much confidence. But at the same time, though, PRX with the buys up now into the B site.
Okay, free sight. No damage so far. Devi with 6. Devi with the first 6 kills of the game. Nice.
But taking a look at the positions as well, you've got tower control as well as tree. A little trade over with Patman kind of losing his life, but not too much loss. They have a really good idea of where RRQ are.
Protecting the Spectre.
Thanks to these smokes from Ilya.
Somebody gonna come pick up the Spectre?
Big jet players.
Or are they just gonna sack it?
You pull out your iPad, you drop your smokes, then you can just hopefully have some yeehaw action.
Ooh, they're gonna go hunting.
Meanwhile, though,
Okay.
PRX already spotting out kind of what they need in this game here. Quack.
Forsaken probably loses this rifle, yeah? Oh, no.
This Guardian at all, not missing a single beat first round started with an ace. The second round ends with a quad from Forsaken.
Increase the
Yeah,
game
everybody
sound. I
kind
can
of,
do it
you know,
here.
we want to see them all firing on all cylinders, right? We want to make sure that there's no slacking. We want to make sure that everyone's shots are ready
A little bit.
connect. So it is good to see already for the train side of things.
Let me know if
right,
that's
on
too loud
PRX
now
that they've
versus
got a
my
couple of their
voice.
key
I can
members
adjust stuff.
out the gates already, but this is the time where we'll flip it on over towards RRQ. Get their first
What do you think about investing Killjoy ult to try and win the bonus?
Start to have
I think it's fine. Like if you get an ult super early in the game that you normally wouldn't have, I think it's fine to use it a lot of the time.
Especially when you're starting on a defense as well. Currently, though, it's just Xfero on the B site.
Yeah, they've read this
Coach,
one
why
quite
didn't we
nicely.
put Patrick
PRX,
on
an
Neon?
idea that
We
very
did.
towards tower,
We just
you know,
didn't get
not
to play
seeing
the
him
maps
there.
that he was on
puts a
Neon.
focal point in towards A main as well, where Device Lurk will start to come. Turret retrieved though. There's an opportunity here for RRQ to get this flank happening, but Xfero's already lost his life.
Alarm bot as well, and you're not seeing too much action.
I
closer
can't
towards
increase my
Xfero.
mic
You know
volume
that, so
anymore,
enough information
so
for
I'm gonna
PRX
turn game volume down a little bit.
Yeah, but you are kind of locked out the side, right?
Just kind of holding off of it. Something's already spent all of his smokes. RQ just waiting for him to pop off, but now something's still marking every exit. Out from tunnel, out from the back of bench. He finds the double. Just tree left and PRX soon enough with all the information. With
It's
all
a
the
very
numbers,
dominant
no
bonus
chance of
round.
RQ retaking.
Not at all in this scenario. You want to see if they can just hold on their guns, don't you? A couple of good shots out from Jemkin at the end. And Crazy
Okay.
as well. So whilst they do remove all of the PRX members, they're not going to be in for a defense
I guess
in this round. So PRX will
that'll hurt the money a little bit, but still,
Picked up as well, Komodo.
that was way too easy of a bonus.
Crazy guy with 2 away from Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, again though, they might
But
just
why
be a bit
didn't
of
we
an
run
answer
all
to
neon
what
comps?
I
Because
do like the initiative from
completely
in this match
redoing your entire strategy on every map
bailed out by the boom
just for
coming his
one
way.
player's
His little
comfort agent
facility there, working a treat.
is trolling.
Had that not
That's why.
happened, maybe you see a world where he dispatches of something and they can actually start to formulate a bit of a retake, but
We cater to our players as much as possible,
gonna have to have a little
but
bit of, awareness
sometimes
for Xfero.
players also need to be able to
Go for
play
engagement or not.
more than one agent.
Well, just back in with the round-to-round adjustments. Currently, it's Monyet.
Is it easy to shift
This is a
from
play
duelist to
that
controller?
he's familiar with, though, so Forsaken as well. They've marked it.
I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's different.
Players already having some success, so
Some people are more flexible than others. I mean, dude, they're just spamming B, and RQ can't do anything about it.
we'll see what damage RRQ want to go for. It's not the worst decision for Jemkin, for example, if he does just want to hold the Phantom going to the next round too.
I wonder if they call timeout here or if they lose the next gun round.
Around Canteen. Look for whatever frags and picks they might be able to find. If he does get a little bit more, maybe some slight opportunity in the retake. But
What's up, kid?
otherwise,
Yes,
it's
an
very much
elevated
up,
live
and at the
stream.
same time, you
Amazing.
consider how this round started off, Komodo. Monyet used to play with PRX. Monyet is the guy who kind of came in place of Jing. Still though, it's going to be the fights that pop off straight through Canteen.
Nice shot by
Nice
Cushy.
share shot being found by Cushy, but that will be it. Just Crazy Guy left with the classic, possibly to die to the spike.
I wouldn't have minded him getting in and with the team and getting a bit dirty, right? The fault line available to help set up for his teammates to get a kill, or maybe he can get one himself and then.
I mean, the thing about an agent like Brimstone is you can just like click your smokes and then forget about utility and just play Counter-Strike. I feel like if you're a pro Valorant player and you can't play Brimstone, then you're probably not a pro Valorant player. You know? Like, it's basically the most simple agent in the game. Maybe Clove is more simple, but pretty straightforward. How's my health? I'm a little sick and I'm jet lagged right now, but I will be fine.
Marco had a phenomenal map in that one. The rest of RRQ though, you know, everyone kind of delivering what they needed to.
Yeah, we're gonna have 6 people. Just always good to have a sub in case somebody gets sick or you have visa issues or whatever.
W gaming at its finest in all of these rounds so far.
Yeah, it's definite feels and also just a lot of lessons being
I would say Sage is way more complicated than Brimstone.
You know, Big Time was mentioning that you learn the most from your losses, and I think the one against
At least like your decision making has to be a lot better with Sage.
So you see the improvements coming through.
I think it might might even be a little bit before that for PaperX, right? The fact that they're changing up their agents midway through the season.
What do you guys talk about during timeouts? I mean, it totally depends on the game. Am I multi-streaming? I'm streaming on the Global Esports channel also.
A little bit more coordinated, right? We've got the answer towards Pilski's question earlier. Don't think the Monyet's going to be bringing out.
KO is simple? No, KO is like one of the hardest agents to play.
Do a buzz impression.
Not too aggressive though currently, right?
Juve has not been part of the team for a while.
Right now, just watching for info lines around A main. However, PaperX Intertree, you already have a good progression smoke to try to deal with the shear.
See if the lockdown has to be respected here because there's no orbital strike from Jemkin that we were talking about a little bit earlier.
Right,
good
no
timing on the Thorns too.
And that's going to be now Forsaken popping off over from drop, but the headshot angle, it favors Cushy instead. Just a bit of pressure though, and still enough information for RQ to solve the problems around the
So simple. Okay, you guys are just trolling now.
At the same time, you got Monyet now trying to head over to north side.
Just another B hit. Just another B hit.
Player off guard or two.
This is going to be super slow from Monyet though.
He's going to have to take his time.
Nice shot from Cushy.
Push up a little bit more, buy more attention away, and they're doing just that. Monyet then pops off,
Catches the
runs
Vi.
another shot. Jemkin takes down
This
another
should be
player, and all of a
impossible for
sudden,
Jing.
It's just Jing inside of tower. Can he
Oh my
clutch this
God.
up? It's a 1v3. He dives straight into it, but the
I
Thorns
respect it.
forces
I
him to
respect it.
go.
That is a crazy play.
Yeah, respect is given to the lockdown in the beginning, but when you start to get in, kills start to be collected from RRQ. Quite patient on the retake as well. It's good to see that they are on the board.
The thing about KO though is like
Right? So we'll have to see
KO can do
if they're
so
gonna be
much if
able
you play
to,
him well
find their
and you
footing
time
here.
your utility correctly.
Already some
He's
adjustments,
definitely not a
so
simple agent.
from
Requires very good
RRQ,
decision
holding on to
making.
a little bit of this early utility, having a really late
Will
flame
Teo be
still
playable after the nerfs? I mean,
amount of
he's definitely
police on the side
not
looking at
great.
the crossfires as well.
You gotta reckon it works out well. You know,
Was Cushy part of our tryouts? No, I think he was signed very early.
And in this sort of scenario too, you can rely on these.
I'm pretty sure he was
defensive
like
side when you consider
he went immediately from the end of his
you wanna
contract
take some
to a
space
team.
somewhere around one of the four corners of the map. I say generally, this time RRQ being quite patient instead of going with numbers towards main, for example. They're waiting to see if PaperX are going to be exploding onto the site somewhere.
Yeah, we have decided on our roster.
You know, breach rolling
I
thunder
think
going in.
we'll be
Jing
announcing
on the
soon.
showstopper if you want to get real excited.
right? Just let PaperX burn those ults first and come in with something a little bit more.
And now they note that the Vice Shear is towards drop as well. So bait that out and try to trap him in. This is actually a stellar read from PaperX, recognizing that the Armageddon is in effect. As soon as they see the the fault line, they know that that ult's coming.
And that's now been completely baited out. The only other tools you might have left would be the Orbital Strike and maybe the Rolling Thunder from Crazy Guy.
Okay, Devi with the attack operator. 5-manning from Dish is crazy.
Around the map, right? They're
That
going
could be an
together
option too.
as a team in towards main. There's the showstopper that I talk about. They're going to see that no one's home. They can set up for the post plant, and they still have a bunch of utility to play for at the post.
Which would mean that
Clears the
PaperX needs to
box.
find a little bit more, an extra kill or two before the retake begins. Jing, that's
They
why he's
still
put in
have
this position.
breach
Clean shells as
ults.
long as we buy a bit more time and space. RQ though will be having to push out. Flushed out of
I feel like
position.
RQ is kind of
And it's
cooked
going
on this
to
round.
prevent somewhat the firefight going through, but yet finding a frag would be
Okay.
up, but at this
Give him
rate,
the
it
ace.
does not favor
Get
him.
the ace.
Forsaken slithers
Get
through.
the
4K
ace.
for him on for the ace at the moment, but I don't think Jemkin wants to give him an opportunity for this one here. It's just confidence at the moment for Forsaken, isn't it?
The cake has already been cut.
He's just
The cake has already been
all the
eaten.
way through.
Oh, the stun faded.
Ever since round 2, he was looking for it at the end, but you know, Jemkin still able to hold his ground.
Yeah, he should be surviving for the tail end of this round
Prac
as
starts
well.
next week.
That is a really great information play to come out from PaperX. We already highlighted the utility early on in the
What
round.
change will I implement in myself from Split 1? In myself or in the team?
If they played patient, if they played on the side itself and gave RRQ an opportunity to go in for a proper retake, might have been a little bit different when you consider the orbital strike.
Can I give timeline of announcements? No.
Get a little bit hungry to go
I'm not
elsewhere
responsible
to
for
find
that.
the information. And this time another similar scenario for RRQ where they're just a hero rifle in towards the rounds. You may see Monyet on the overdrive if he can get set up nicely.
Okay, back to some B pressure.
Coupled with Steel Garden could be
Oh, but it's a fake. It's a fake.
Potentially,
And RQ is biting hardcore.
on RRQ, though,
That's kind of sick.
individual moment, right?
The
To push
fast
team a little bit
jump
more
out.
forward.
They get the
Time and time
neon
again,
noise
seeing
plus
some
the
teams
orb
really
tap
turn on that
noise.
switch after you get one crazy rounds come through.
You really need a catalyst.
He's gonna go for it again.
RRQ. Things have not been going their way, and right now Forsaken just toying with them.
Trying to bait the Vice wall.
He's checking all the spots that the shear could be with these little jump spots right now. Specifically that one towards main, baiting out a couple of shots as well. But with that not being seen just yet, the team
Just gonna contact A. Okay.
come out with an idea to go together. It's currently only Cushy at this A site where the rotations do start to come from RRQ.
Which wouldn't be a bad thing. However, still not enough space, not enough defenses being held up on the A site itself. You got Fastlane going through.
Who's sitting behind me? Poppy.
Top of heaven, and it's some kills being exchanged.
Oh, he's trying to read it though.
Oh my god, what is that wild spray?
Just get a loose bullet towards the head of Monyet. 30 seconds to go though.
Oh, and the spike getting planted soon enough.
Oh,
Rolling Thunder ripped off, orbital strike as well, and that burns against Patman. Angle still being held though. Fastlane's up. It kind of keeps him out of dodge for it now until the kills continue to domino through. Forsaken once
Yeah, Forsaken just running them over.
in the round.
Things get a little bit spicy at the end there as well for PRX. 20 seconds to go.
How does PRX implement changes so quickly? I mean, I wouldn't say they implemented stuff quickly. They
do weather it in the end.
took like 4 months of failing before they figured out what their roles were supposed to be.
Another multi-frag round. Yeah, the investment of the overdrive at the end, but you just want to make sure that you are.
And then they just went back to what was comfortable for all of their players, basically. So I don't know if they necessarily made changes quickly.
You would expect from RRQ, things are not going well on this defensive side at the moment.
This was just 3 rounds after the initial tactical timeout being called.
I mean, integrating Patman,
It just makes you
all they
think
did was they just put all their players back on comfort roles and just had Patman play the role that nobody could play, which was like flex initiator. Like, that was always their problem, is that they didn't have somebody that could play that role. So they had something play part of it, they had Forsaken play part of it, they had Devi play part of it, and now they just have one person playing it, and everybody else just plays their comfort. So it seems like a pretty good fix, to be honest.
Weaknesses PRX would have. And so far, any anti-stratting on this defensive side with the A main skirmishes is not worked out.
Yeah, and this is also just because PRX has kind of returned.
Do I think the role change is the main reason PRX has been doing so well? Yes.
Was citing, assistance from Mini, some slight like sort of assistant coaching going on, and performance coaches as well, giving them such a psychological boost.
This is the right read though from RRQ. Towards Arcade, silence behind the side smoke.
PRX though, not backing down from it. A couple of shots going through, and they spot
Also,
up by the top.
I mean, I feel like
And he uses that to slide through.
I feel like the Valorant community is like so reactionary. People just look at PRX having a bad first couple of months of the season and they're like, oh, these players are bad now. But that's like throwing away 2 or 3 years of data of these players being good. So once the players are comfortable, then their ability to be consistently good takes over.
What could Xpharaoh potentially do on the rotate?
So to be fair, if I said player comfort matters more than meta, you'd be 100% correct. Look at all these teams trying to play like Harbor. Almost every team that's playing Harbor is terrible at Harbor. And they're like, they look like they have no idea what they're doing. Same type of thing when everybody was first converting to playing Yoru. So everybody finally realized that Yoru is good, but there were so many bad Yoru players. What team is Mind Freak joining? I don't know. I think he's probably just sticking with PRX for now. We didn't peck. I don't understand what this this whole conversation about Patrick Hu being picked up for his neon. No, he was picked up to play duelist, and as a duelist, your job is to play a bunch of agents. And we put him on Yoru, we put him on Jet, we put him on Neon, we put him on Raze. He was comfortable on all those agents, and then on stage, it just didn't work out. And we put him on Comfort, and it still didn't work out. So saying that we should have just put him on Neon in every single map is insane.
I mean, look at this little angle of as well. Just spotted
'Cause
out
we
Scrim
literally
right
did
on
that.
top of his beret.
Like,
And then
towards the
this,
end.
the push down
Neon
into
and
top.
Jet, Neon and Jet, Neon and Jet. Every single map, Neon and Jet.
Just good confidence at the moment for PRX, right? Forsaken having an absolute
And
belter.
unfortunately,
16
the
kills in
results
there.
just were not
You
there.
almost forget that Patman's on 0 still. No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I mean, the guy has been putting up the clutch statistics.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of like what Pilsky was talking about, but still. Next round shores up, and that's going to be PRX once again back in towards bench.
Well, here we go.
It's pretty good.
Side at the moment. Try and see what you can get in.
What is that?
Well stunned. Finds Forsaken. That's the shutdown that you needed to see from RRQ.
Unbelievable. And with that, the engine is completely halted around the back of Arcade. No real entry from that point forward because Jepkin has placed down the smokes and then Divine.
Similar with Teo. Yeah, I mean,
Some good awareness
anytime
going
a super strong agent comes out,
Gotta
like,
start to shovel some coal back in towards the seam train here for PRX.
some people will pick up on it being strong early, and then they'll do some good stuff. But no matter how strong an agent is, it always takes time for people to like figure out what is optimal, right?
And Cushy pushing through main as well. Seeing nobody home in the right spot for the flank. Now the 3 versus 1. And you play this together if you are RRQ. You don't give Patman an opportunity to find so many 1v1s, though the navigation...
So it takes a while for even broken agents to be like fully broken, and then usually by then people understand also how to counter them to some extent.
Headshot to his face.
When will stage 2 start? I don't know,
Might be able to
like
Push him out.
July or something.
some positioning. But Patman has a full kit of utility as well, barring one flash.
Why the meta shifted to Yoru so much? Because Yoru is and has been the best duelist in the game for the last 2 years. Maybe the last 3 years. Basically, ever since they reworked him to have the clone, he's probably been the best duelist in the game. And people are just too afraid to try new stuff a lot of the time. And yeah, it helped that Vice was in the meta and was very strong, and Yoru has like a direct use case where you just clone the wall over and over. But even without that, he would still be the best duelist in the game.
My favorite thing, man. Stuns in this game are cosmetic. New round, fresh round though. See if RRQ can start to get a couple more on the board on this defensive side as well.
Oh, but we do have a huge dive out from Manya. Just fully met face front by Divine.
Good flash actually in return from PRX, just allowing them to escape from the aftershock, and they can reset here, right?
Am I confident with the new roster? I mean, yes, otherwise we wouldn't
Also got something, just making
have
sure
decided
that
on
goes
the
for
roster.
A main, so just call a mid-round here for the team.
But many teams weren't using it, and now suddenly everyone's... Yeah, because
Looking somewhere, you've conceded all of the top north side of the map.
the thing is, like,
Expect that they might have a
if
bit
you
of
if you
house to work
give
there, but more importantly,
if you give pro players the option to pick any agent, they will always gravitate towards what they're most comfortable on. So that's why all duelists will always pick Jet. If you give them an option, you say, you can play any agent on this map. What will you play? Almost every duelist in the entire game will just pick Jet. Everybody will just pick Jet because they've been playing Jet since the beta. But if it becomes so overwhelmingly obvious that an agent is really strong, then everybody has to learn it, right? And so that's what happened. It just became too undeniable that Yoru is the best agent in the game on Duelist, and so everybody had to learn it.
From the flank, and that's exactly what PRX are so good at right now, being very fully aware of every possible entrance coming over.
Yoru was difficult to work into the map? No, Yoru has always been an agent that if you put in time, he is the best agent in the game. But most people were not putting in the time. What's up, dude?
And PRX just get into the site, get the plant down. Very minimal utility from there on out to kind of stave off
Yep.
any retake from RRQ.
You really feel for RRQ in this moment as well.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, no resources, no time, no numbers, no reads.
There's no confidence, it feels like.
What's up, Priyanshu?
Right? The reads that they're trying to get,
Can we make playoffs? Yes.
Body or two here and there on those early engagements.
Correct. Patrick never played Neon in Stage 1 because the maps that he was playing Neon on were getting banned. Unlucky.
I mean, PRX has always been standing at the top of Southeast Asia. RRQ finally make it to an international, but still, they have got a lot more to prove.
And shaken up by Gen G yesterday, right? The performance of them leaves to be desired. This is some A-main control, though, that RRQ are going to find, and if PRX wants it back, they'd have to invest a couple of resources to get in here.
PRX switching up the pace as well.
Tight angle.
Almost everybody's at the boot camp. It's not really the boot camp, it's just the office.
It's an angle that EDG has held before.
None of RQ's traps working? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of teams play very formulaic on this map. It's like, if you don't know what RQ is trying to do on defense here, then I don't know. It's like everybody, with the meta comp that RQ is playing, everybody plays the map almost exactly the same.
That is a great description. But that said, Komodo, decent reads or reactions from RQ as well. You got Crazy Guy already close towards B, and he buys time for the team with an aftershock.
And yeah, the goal is to make champs. One step at a time. Make playoffs, make champs.
Single kill might not be enough, but he's good for the first until the stampede just doesn't stop.
What are my thoughts about EWC qualifiers? I mean, I don't really know much about it.
Turn into 2v3. Fault line coming back up.
Rolling thunder if you need from Patman. Stuck at default.
And PRX noting these positions, noting every resource that they have are just comfortably sitting down in the pool while RQ attempts at making a splash.
Yeah, I mean, so far in the history of this map for PRX, you know, getting smacked by T1, really figuring things out against Boom, and now you're feeling astronomically more confident coming in towards this installment. Map number 1, the BO5, you want to get a challenge.
The thing is, I really don't know. Once these teams get to Masters Toronto,
you know, pretty shocking start to the year.
I don't necessarily know who.
Change of look for PRX in the server.
Obviously, G2 is really good. And then we'll see what happens in EMEA, because that hasn't been decided yet. But yeah, I mean, I feel like between maybe G2, Heretics, who I assume will make it, and probably like any of the APAC teams, that's probably who I would pick to win.
Armageddon and Orbital Strike going to be used nice and early to keep them out of the site. Both actually used to remove any forces. The flanks, though.
I don't know, that's a little bit too eager, Komodo. The flank does come through, but still the trade's being found by PRX. Jing coming out on top of that one.
The trades again for PRX, always on top of it. You missed that the spike was planted, and now it's Crazy Guy.
And he's still got Batman with a possible Rolling Thunder.
And G2 plays perfect VALORANT? No. I mean, they're just really good. They're really good fundamentally, and they're really good at playing the style that they play. But if you put G2 on like PRX comps and ask them to play like PRX, they probably wouldn't be able to do that.
No chance to flick on that switch, is there? 10-2 at the half. I mean, you really can't even fault RRQ in a lot of these scenarios too, because they're going with numbers, they're going for the crossfires, they're having the standard pieces of utility to try and give themselves favor. But PRX are just ready with great crosshair placement at the moment, great recognition of numbers, and again, they're just having the numbers a lot of these times in the duel.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I can't really talk about any of the roster stuff. It'll be announced soon, but just spamming chat with the same question over and over is not going to get me to answer it. 10-2. The train keeps rolling for PRX. Which team am I supporting to win Toronto? I don't know.
But at the same time, he's kind of found that confidence back in. Previous quote from before, he's playing with the best right now.
I mean, it would be cool to see an APAC team win, I guess. But also, I like G2. And I think it would be cool to see Heretics win also. But yeah, I don't know. Any show matches? Unlikely, but I don't know. What are we doing now? Well, I just flew for 15 hours to get here yesterday. So I'm trying to adjust to the time zone, and then we'll be practicing next week.
Right off one map here or there in this sort of scenario. And come for a reverse comeback, right? We've seen it throughout Pacific time and time again.
That's exactly what we were hoping for. Monyet having pistol aced up against PRX just a year ago.
Yeah, but
Start things off now, yeah. On the
Fire
attacking
coming out
side.
with one.
This PaperX comp should not work on paper.
Answer back.
Why?
Sure. And what does
This
the
map is literally just all about playing aggressive. So double duelist makes a lot of sense.
big amount of patience towards the south side of things?
How was the flight? It was not great.
More heavily defended towards the B site.
I was sitting next to a very large man who was like half in my seat.
Spot some early information, but no
Was I forced to stream? No, I volunteered.
PRX means that it most likely will just be a
You think you have aura? Niang, why you not talking? You think you have aura?
Which could be good. Divine reading the situation correctly opts to play for an ultra safe angle.
only go early though. That's the thing.
Oh. Well, David versus David, and the PaperX one comes out on top,
And now the flank can actually come out because Xera's shear is null and void.
which means RRQ has to watch out for this back position where Petman then can continue to line things
Larger
up
than
from
me.
spawn.
What's that supposed to mean?
Forsaken with the dive through, something with the assistance, and down to it at the end. Monyet trying
Can you
to
explain
space
perfect
the
Valorant?
mental
It doesn't
force space,
exist.
but to no avail.
It does
Forsaken
not
reigns
exist.
Supreme.
Yeah, this might be the nail in the coffin on this map right now. PaperX picking up another pistol rounds. That's both of them going there.
What do I think about Team Liquid? I feel like they're a team that's found their identity, and it's allowing them to play better than expected. But also, I think EMEA is very hit or miss. I think there's only like maybe 3 good teams in EMEA.
But what about the hero stinger?
Will GE copy G2 playstyle? No, we don't have G2 players, so we will not be copying G2 playstyle.
Really seen even the rifles connecting too much at the moment for RRQ, so we'll see. We'll see. Benefit of the doubt, they force up on the back of the plant in the last round. See if they can steal a cheeky round where again you've got a different look.
My picks in EMEA, I think Heretics will make it, and I think
Creep ups from RRQ.
probably Fnatic will make it, and then the last team is likely going to be. Ooh.
And you just know that RRQ are trying to go in with a lot of
I kind of want BBL to go, to be honest. I think it would be super sick if BBL won. What's wrong with Vitality? I mean, it's super obvious that they just don't have, like, they just fully relied on firepower for the first stage. They don't actually have like a good system in place.
High gear play into the site.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been a map from Forsaken, hasn't it? He is angry today, getting involved in all of these duels. 25 kills already in a map of 15 rounds, Quack. Going into the 15th, he's got 25 kills.
Let's go. 30 bomb all the way, Jason. I mean, he just looks so happy. That cheery, bright smile on his face from the player cam before into what could be the final round. A stinger from Davai. Shots from Jing. Forsaken again in with the
Not too much to analyze on this game, boys.
will ultimately be RRQ's doom. 13
PaperX just steamrolled them.
Final scoreline from the first map.
Yeah, it is absolute destruction to come out from PaperX at the moment. It feels like they've just got better and better ever since.
What was the major problem in stage 1, according to me? We just had no identity, and we couldn't settle on coherent vision of how to play the game.
This engine is just chugging all the way forward. The next map is going to be
Thoughts on EA comeback? I mean, it's dope.
As well. It's tough, but you need to see more from this RRQ core.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll highlight it again, right? Best of 5, you can forget about a map and look towards Split next to hopefully come out with a better idea of it. But right now,
What went wrong with Patrick? I mean, he's just a very inexperienced player. Like, he got massively overhyped, and he's super skilled mechanically, but he's just young and has very little team experience. And playing on stage is way different than playing online.
What RRQ are trying to do when they're
I think he could be a very good player in the future, but he needs like time to develop. And unfortunately, the VCT system does not allow you to have time to develop. You have to come in and immediately be insane, otherwise you can like ruin your season.
It's all laughs, you know, we have some fun there, and now we cast our minds towards the next map.
Yeah, I will have an assistant coach.
Sometimes it feels like you do need a bit of beef, you do need a bit of anger, and we'll see if RRQ has that dog in them just as we toss it back over onto the desk.
Ooh, I definitely think RRQ has that dog in them, but it's just that you're dealing with a bunch of dinosaurs here on the
14 to 1 first kills.
with,
GG.
You know, this map on Fracture. I mean, they
GG.
this kind of map, which is why the map veto was such a big question mark. And this is, I would say, you would kind of expect a result like this.
I mean, that dog is looking like a chihuahua. That's the only way I can describe it. I mean, it is tiny and yappy and where is it? Because I mean, this was absolute domination from PRX. 13
GE could have. So, you know, one thing that's kind of unfortunate with Patrick Hu is that because he didn't get his visa, he essentially lost out on like, you know, 3 months of development time. Maybe if we had him here in Korea practicing with the team for 3 extra months, we could have gotten him to the point where, you know, the inexperience wasn't a huge issue. Maybe. But unfortunately, that was not what happened. So he's basically just like sitting at home, not really working on being part of the team. And so when he came into the team, he was just at the same level as when he had to stop practicing with us. Can I? I'm gonna mute this for a sec. Can I explain what I mean by identity? Yeah. So every single team has like a different flavor or different personality collectively, right? PRX has a very sort of fast-paced, chaotic, explosive style of game. Fnatic has like a more kind of slow, methodical, but with, you know, good set plays type of game. Sentinels has a different type of game. So every team has a different identity that's based on how the players want to play the game. And it's really important for everybody to understand what the game plan is. Because like a lot of different things can work in this game. And you can run a bunch of different comps and you can play the game at different speeds and different styles. But everybody has to kind of be in on that as a team. Otherwise, it's really hard to actually play the game in like a coherent way. And since it's a team game, if you don't have everybody on the same page, then usually you look like shit. EDG just walk around one by one looking for aim. I mean, yes and no. There's a lot of stuff that goes into. Obviously, aim helps, but it's not the end all be all for sure.
This is a clear and hard read, so we see kind of the same thing we saw in that T1 game. We're looking at a heavy arcade hit, and they're doing that because
How am I? I'm a little sick at the moment, but I'm okay.
Just look at how they move into the site. The spacing, it's much more consistent.
I look tired? Yeah, it's because I'm jet lagged as fuck. I just flew for fucking 14, 15 hours, and then slept for 5 hours, and then I've been working all day. I'll be fine in like a week, but I'm just jet lagged and kind of sick at the moment.
They played in front of the smoke because they disrupted PRX. We just saw in that round how RRQ was stacking 4 on A, and you know, they just give up the sites for these retakes. So I want to see RRQ take the fight to them a little bit more. Don't be so afraid. That's what they need to do.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like when you're playing into T1's defense.
How are scrims going? We haven't started scrimming yet.
Utility and spend a lot of time pushing him off the angle, and then it's the reactive utility. You're getting harassed as you come into the site. Either you got to trigger the vice wall, you got to try to navigate.
Did TMV flame me after stage 1? No, TMV is very kind. He's kind to me.
I didn't really get the sense that RRQ was pushing back when PaperX was going into these sites almost ever.
Aim is a very major part of the game. I mean, it is, but also it doesn't matter how good your aim is. If you're just swinging into 3 people all the time, you're trolling.
There's no doubt at all. And when you've got Forsaken being the tip of the spear, being the sharpest player in the server, and just running an absolute masterclass on the Neon, that's his signature duelist right now. There's just no stopping them, unfortunately.
Absolutely. We have so many
Want to be
highlights here
Scrim
of Forsaken
partners?
that we're involved right now. You look at the opposite side,
No
right?
thanks.
Monyet, nowhere to be found. And you look at Forsaken, the complete opposite of what you need to be on this map.
For Monyet,
Any
like,
player
I saw
update?
it previously
Yes.
as well.
I'm going to be
It was
playing
just really
Duelist in
sending
Stage
it.
2.
The last time I saw RRQ on Fracture and had very mixed success.
And
like
IGLing.
I said before, I wanted to see him, I wanted to see a Neon on the op, but it was not really something that Monyet's had a lot of success with, and there was just no one able to stop Forsaken in the server this game.
I think there's no doubt it's a hard
Roster
pick.
leaks?
That's
Yes.
the only
I
way we
kicked
can really
everybody, and
describe
I'm
it.
playing all
And I
5
think
positions.
This is one thing that I do love about PRX is, you know, they don't use the Neon everywhere, but on the maps it's well skewed. They put Forsaken on it. They don't try and force anyone to play these kind of like duelists that they're not comfortable on, because they have 3 different experts on the 3 different
What's my
duelists.
take on
So
the Scrim
it's
drama? Are you
great
talking
when
about
Forsaken
Scrim
gets
leaks?
a chance to really shine like this, and I felt like he was set up so well. He was traded out so well. If
I
he did
mean,
ever die, and I just think he was a monster.
Those numbers
Scrim
are
leaks happen,
disgusting.
for sure.
He's killing 2 people around worth of damage.
But it's, like,
1.7
impossible
kills
to
a round.
police.
He's good for 2 every round.
Every single round.
Like, I'm not sure how you're even supposed to deal with it.
You
to be
can't.
honest. I mean, it's
You just lose. We just go next.
Yeah, pretty much. And you look at, you know, well, almost half. You have Devi up next on PaperX with 14 kills.
Yeah.
So that just shows you.
I feel like he won the game though when he just aced on the pistol. Like the mental
Yeah, it
damage
was
that,
that-
he inflicted to
that-
RRQ with that
that
pistol round
round.
was uncoverable.
Yeah, it was just the blast radius of that just echoed throughout
And
the
I
entire
feel
map.
like you're getting that a lot from PaperX. Like you have different players that are stepping
How many
up and
scrims
having
have I
these
leaked?
impact
0.
rounds, and they're a team
I
that
don't believe
thrives
in.
off of momentum.
I don't believe in
Also,
receiving
RRQ,
or
I feel
leaking
like there's some
scrims.
degree of doubt in their camp after that Gen G game, and you saw it
But,
just
like,
continue to affect them
What
all
what
throughout.
everybody has to
When
realize
are
is
these guys
that,
gonna wake up?
I mean, maybe there's some coaches working together. I don't know.
feel like that
But you also have to realize that, like, every player has played with, like,
we're moving on to Split, which is,
hundreds of
course,
different people, and they've
PaperX
got
as
friends
well.
all
But
throughout
we've
the
seen some
scene, and
differences in
sometimes
these comps.
they're
PaperX
just
in the past
hanging
played
out with their
these
friends, and
double
somebody's like,
duels,
hey, by the way,
Blaze and
we just
Yoru
scrimmed
come out
so-and-so. You guys
on the
play
side
them.
of
Here's their
RRQ,
comp.
It's a breach tail.
Like, that happens
It is,
all
we
the
need
time.
to see them execute that much better than they
And
did
there's
on
no way to
Fracture.
police that.
Jemkin is usually a disruptive force on the Yoru. We love his Yoru, but Split is just not a map that has really been repped by either of these teams very much at all. Over on the side of RRQ, we've seen them lose to Noxin and beat Zeta, and that is back in the group stage. Over on the side of PRX, the only team that they played in this stage.
Sometimes you
was
get
GE,
random
and then
DMs.
outside of that,
By the way,
in
you're
the
playing this
opening
team.
game of kickoff, or
Here's their
very
comp.
early on in kickoff, they
And
played
what everybody has to
Zeta,
realize is,
so
like,
a different era with different comps entirely. So
there's so many
why PRX
reasons that
is
people
it's just not really
would
something
want to,
we've
like,
seen them
leak
play too
information.
much.
Like,
We've seen them play
for
a lot of
example,
different styles. They played the Yoru raise there, so double
somebody in
duelist,
tier
so
2 that
much
has
T1
no
before.
stake in
We'll see
VCT,
if they kinda stick to that going into
but
it.
is, like,
Yeah,
playing
and
on
I
some,
do
like,
wonder
random
for
tier
the side
2
of
team
RRQ,
or
if
tier
they
3
play
team
back
that
on the
scrims
duelist
pro
with this
teams.
on the Yoru,
Maybe
does
they're
that
betting on
inspire a
games,
bit more
and so they're just
confidence,
trying
right?
to
Because
influence their
RRQ,
bet.
you were looking at the players that had
So
the most
I think
stopping
it's just,
power,
I think it's
you know,
always
for
a bad idea to
Forsaken,
take
and
leaks.
they were just nowhere to be found, right? Cushy, Monyet, even
I don't think you
Sparrow.
should ever
Unfortunately, they just
take
didn't show
leaks
up
from
in that
people.
map, but this is a best of 5. So you have to wonder if RQ is playing the long game here, especially since, you know, we're good for 3 maps, that is for certain, and we may go all the way to
Did you
the
see the
final.
drama
Going
with
all the way to the
Trex?
sector,
Yes.
As you guys mentioned, Split, this is a map that we don't really see a lot from either team, so there's so much room for them to play around all
Yeah,
different
it's
compositions and
I feel like
strategies
this
that
year
they
has
bring
been
out on
extra
the side
messy
map.
in terms
I
of
mean,
the
this is one
drama.
of the things
There's
we
been a
can
lot
turn
of
some
drama
cheeks
in
here
every
the best of
region.
5, and both
Am I
teams.
seeing that?
Yeah, look, we'll discuss
Who,
the RRQ
who
one.
is that? Who is
What are my
that?
picks in China? I mean,
Please
China
don't
already
tell me
happened.
Maybe.
Wolves,
I haven't seen
XLG.
this one in a while. I'll talk about RRQ first, though. You do have the double duelist coming
Who
up.
was the
They
last
finished
team?
up their
Wolves,
comp there, not
XLG.
playing Breach Teo. It will be the single init fade with the Yoru raise,
BLG?
so very similar to what you'd see something from T1 running.
Who was
or
the last
even
team that
similar
made
to
it?
a comp that PRX have run not too long ago.
Yeah, for PaperX, we're taking it back in time.
I've
It's
seen
an
this before.
old school double duelist.
Wolves,
Something on the
XLG,
jet, Jing on the race, and of course we have
and BLG, right?
We have a Sky in VCT.
We have
Yeah,
a
BLG.
Sky.
That's
This
right.
is crazy. This is such a classic look to the map. I'm so excited.
I mean, Pac-Man bringing it back with some of the classic that he's been running. I hope it does work as we are going into our second map of the series, Splits.
My views on Teo nerfs. I think they nerfed him too much.
Thank you very much, Mika. Big time. And
I think
Phil
they
Spencer,
made him very hard to play.
mentioned on the desk, BO5 is
What's
a
the
very
problem with
different
EDG?
battle.
I
They
mean,
also have a very different composition coming through with
EDG
this
have
one.
always been
RRQ
a very
actually played
inconsistent
PaperX
team.
from the other week, so
They rely so much on
what
winning
sort
aim
of
duels that
reads PaperX are gonna be able to get from that.
sometimes
See
they
this
just
before,
suck.
should
And
really
then
adjust to that. And, yeah,
obviously
if
they had
Sky can
some
get that
roster
full
issues
oblivion
as
and
well.
the team is still gonna pick 'em up. Why can't we see the same for Teo when Teo gets nerfed, right?
Maybe. And hopefully a resurgence of
I wouldn't
Sky
necessarily
as
say
well.
NA is far behind in drama. I mean, they had the whole Verno, Bunkar, all of the Lev stuff. I mean, there was a lot of drama in Americas. It's just like so standard that people kind of forget.
They're not opting for that. Cushy, see what he can gather in the information department. This time, however, 5 versus 5 pistol for a retake.
And every single PaperX member has opted to go out from the ropes. And with perfect crosshair placement as well, Jing eliminates Monyet straight out from the roster. Then for more
Oh my god, the dash is crazy.
dashes straight into the smokes. Jemkin then to deal with him. A flash.
The flash is really strong.
The PaperX aggression as well. Trades going through, however.
This is taking a
and
long
PaperX once
time
again
for them
with
to get into
numbers,
sight, though.
looking for an opportunity in this retake. Cushy though, able to hold down the
Yeah,
ground.
no chance.
And Crazy Guy X-Sparrow as well. They've managed to work with this pistol round so far.
Yeah, on the board, nice and early. Good round to come out from RRQ.
I think they've already confirmed that Bunkar is the coach again for Energy.
Previous map as well that you know Ewok has probably already mentioned to them in the break. Best of 5, you've got depth.
Would I say Val players are immature with all this childish drama? I mean, there's definitely not a lot of professionalism in the VALORANT ecosystem, but it's a young ecosystem, so it's kind of to be expected.
Right, and Astro and an Omen switch up this time, a little bit more drastic. But picking up the pistol round on PaperX's option to just stay together as a team in mid first. That's not how you want to see a battle against a Boombot go, by the way.
Well, looking for the share shots instead. Unfortunately, he's going to find Zilch. PaperX then to try to hover around the sites, but everything's been smoked off, of course.
Yeah, and just running on this double duelist comp as well for RRQ. You really want to see them get down and dirty in the battles, right? You really want to see them go for the good old fights, which is what PaperX could potentially do at the moment.
Yeah, the double duelist, well, not in this round currently.
It's more so that you've got the pistols on PaperX's side. You can just throw caution to the wind a little bit and see what you can find.
Scrappy. But that said, RRQ recognizing the situation as well. They've got these guns. They need to hold on to them. Monyet playing around
Sorry.
backside alongside Jemkin.
1 second, boys. I had to go use the restroom.
Crossfire. If PaperX does decide to walk into it, they're taking their time currently, which might mean down to the last few seconds of the round.
Yeah, exit kill's the name of the game at the moment for PaperX. See if you can get any extra ultimate orbs, maybe on Jing, for example, but you don't want to give any more to Monyet. He's traded guns with teammate to make sure the primary rifle will continue over to the next round. With Death, he will collect another ulti orb for the showstopper, but in the grand scheme of things, this was the expectation of the round with RRQ finding the pistol, now doubling down.
That gives you, or gives PaperX, some slight ideas as well. RRQ having opted to go for the garage space, garage fights instead. PaperX, they've been doing a decent job of picking up the ult over around A main.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be back to the learning curve as well for PaperX on a map like Split, right?
With a comp like this as well.
Only seeing them play it once against Global Esports in this stage. You throw it on further back as well to kick off once against T1 where they get a close loss, 13-11. A more similar style of play, you would say, just having the Sky and a double duelist there. Fresh round though, guns on the board for PaperX, an opening battle one against Monyet. And a change of look now for RRQ, losing control of A. So let's spread up mid. Let's go towards B main. See if we can win some 2-on-1s and maybe get towards the site.
Oh my god. I was going to say, Sky's going to do a decent job, but this time it's Forsaken doing well as well.
Cheeky angles.
Second kill. And just like what we saw in Fracture, RRQ kind of lost the plot.
It's just a bonus round. These happen. You lose the first duel, run into an angle. You You just can't win the duel. 10 players, very, very sharp in this.
What are my views on Demon 1 being benched? I think Lev just like never figured out what their roles and system were supposed to be, so they just had to make changes.
Guess 2v5 going
I still don't think most people understand like how to get Demon 1 to be good, because everybody keeps trying to force him to play like super hard entry duelists, and that's not the type of player he is.
RRQ to get the guns back in possession, getting closer to a couple of these ultimate orbs. Does feel like at the moment, you know, it's going to be opening duels that are extremely important when you consider the 14 to 1. Yeah.
No problem, Vox. I mean, I'm just gonna speak my mind because
go in with a good game plan.
why?
Currently, it's a more stacking side.
Why do anything other than be truthful?
You could say as well, Hatman, lone soldier at A.
into defensive position as well. He was out of that range of the paranoia being sent over, so really good idea. And look at the awareness to play inside of the smoke as well.
Yeah, choosing not to just pop flash himself though, waiting for a team to rotate over. This is just a complete sight control now given towards RRQ. You're not running the fade, for example, so there's going to be no stuns or anything like that to entrap with the paint shells.
Also paint shells from Jing as well. Just flush the plant in towards the corner of the site, where then PRX has a really good idea of where RRQ are positioned, except for Xfero, who might be able to
nice
get a couple more
util,
kills, but chooses to stay undetected instead. And at that point, numbers all down around him. It's just crazy guy left.
Wait, is this back-to-back flawless rounds for PRX? Their money's going to be crazy good.
Maybe be a flawless round to come through from PRX, because they aren't going for the hunt over at main. They got to protect their own economy too. What a retake to come through from them though. Something catching a shot out through the screens, and then Jing having a crossfire from the heavens as well, just choosing to send it on the raise, right? Not being scared whatsoever.
Have I been to the global office in India? No, I have not.
Blinded up by the paranoia of Forsaken. You know, when we consider the Joman or the Foeman from Jing and Forsaken, they are certainly adapting. I think that's a really good word to use here for PRX throughout this stage. Adaptations and learning. RRQ, though, coming out with a bit of a force buy in this round. A lot of stingers to back up a Vandal of Jemkin. You got a Showstopper as well. If that Prowler found anything, you'd expect that to be ripped immediately. But just by the positions, by the way, of PRX.
Yeah, I mean, Demon 1 he's very obviously not an entry duelist.
You can't dodge that one.
Slight face check.
He's like a sentinel player.
Big old rocket. That said, he has missed several of those yesterday as well. And in a 3v5, you might not be able to find that opportunity. However, Defy just straight down from hell.
Isn't it unethical to help teams without contract? No, I mean you can do whatever you want.
It's just not yet left, but he's managed to
Wow.
blow things up.
What a round by Munyat.
Shrapnel gets him at the end of the day. The Showstopper explosion spreads a bit more.
It's my take on why we are taking too long to enter site. Because we played like we were afraid to make mistakes, and we had bad commitment to plans on our team.
That's just crazy. Getting the shots out there from him.
Prime Optic versus Prime EG, who wins? Probably Prime EG, to be honest.
The past Raze player when Jing had to step out for a moment.
But I don't know. Prime Optic was pretty good.
Right in this matchup. Duels going both ways. This time, though, scouting out the opposition positions, dimensional drift.
But still, 2023 Fnatic is still the best team that has existed, in my opinion.
Unfortunate kills. However, that will be the spike then a little bit closer towards the B site.
But overlooking Defy, that's a problem at the moment. Spike is down. Imagine a world in which he just decided
like
to hit, but he's
lock in slash Tokyo Fnatic.
The rotations might have been pulled over, but we'll see if Jemkin is able to craft anything out. That said, though, straight in with Cushy, and he's been robbed.
And you're not in the scenario, too, for Crazy Guy to, from the shadows, to get the spike with Jemkin finding complete control of the A side. It's kind of null and void at the moment. Want to go for a plant? Well, you're going to have to try and do that in a pit, and you're going to catch some decay. So this round feels a little bit more difficult for RRQ now. PRX looking to tie it up.
40 long seconds.
Although, if Patman gives
There's a lot of people in the scene who have done work for free for teams and eventually started working for them.
Turnaround
Like,
get a spray transfer onto Divine.
I know for a fact that G2 had
possible.
multiple
Taking
people
his
helping
time, though,
them
and
with
Paper
stuff
X
that were not
full
contracted to help them.
Yeah, holding on to their leashes. They wait for this. They're playing as a team. Crazy Guy being able to avoid the bullets for now.
He technically only has one angle he needs to spray, but pit down, vision on him.
The hood's been spotted. Tries to play around the smokes. Being able to read the situation that Paper Rex are looking to play as a team, but of course when you have something on the Jet, he's just going to dive in with a shorty.
Yeah, the 3 versus 1 in the entirety is just going to be a difficult thing for him to stave off and win.
Best series ever? I mean, it's probably still the Fnatic versus Loud at lock-in.
Crazy Guy to come out with that one.
But there's been some really, really good BO5s.
Scoreline now as well. The scenario where we see timeouts earlier on, right? In the last map, when you consider at this point in time, it was 5-1 by round number 6. So a little bit more from RRQ here. No coach intervention needed. Happy by the fact that they're gonna potentially have something to do in this round, anyways, right? Light investments for RRQ. Make sure you hold enough for the next round. Go all together as a team towards this A site.
Honestly, if Paper X can get out of this with 5, they're in a really good spot.
In towards a corner.
Ooh, Patman spotted.
Angle's marked, but yes, he's got the pop flash to try to attempt at a duel. That said, Monyet quickly dispatches of him. Something then Angle completely blocked off. He still tries to go in for the flick though. Ooh, narrowly dodging until Monyet denies that opportunity. 3v5 at this point.
Pit, good time to use it actually.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Maybe. We'll see. There is a showstopper for Jing.
Straight into the pit.
Yeah, be risky for sure. This is what I'm talking about though, right? You have a bit of a light investment as RRQ, making sure that you can try and get something to work. You've passed correctly into Patman on the site. Good TP from Jemkin to get in there. Devi's looking for a bit of damage at the moment, but you just feel like the spike is way too far already.
Have I ever gotten a suggestion from a viewer that I implemented in an actual match?
Got RQ members up by heaven as well. Even then, the time continues to tick away. Crazy Guy will just collect onto another kill. Jemkin as well. And
I mean, probably something that I like read, but also had been thinking about, or had already decided separately. I don't think I'd ever like read chat and be like, yeah, that's what I should do. But I'm sure that I've definitely come to the same conclusion as chat sometimes.
Doesn't work out. Bit of a rough one for Paper X, though they themselves should have a bit of an investment coming in towards this next round as well. See if they can challenge back.
Should be. But it is a fair and very tense fight right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is what...
Hot turmeric and milk, that actually sounds fire.
Series, right? Really great duel.
I should trust you more? I don't think so, kid.
Bit of a mid-prowl from Paper X at the moment, though. Meanwhile, RRQ
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one.
Going back there, forcing Paper X out of it to just have free territory again.
Different flight path as well, Komodo, and that means Patman needing to play a much different position for then Jemkin to possibly set up a huge flank. Currently undiscovered. Not hit by the Nightfall as well, and it just gives him a bit more timing and space to then push in alongside his teammate, Cushy. Paper X, though, avoids the angles until Jing tries to fight back in. He gets denied, and it's just Paper X with 2 left. Something, he's noted at least one position, but he cannot go in for the chase. And meanwhile, the spike just continues to beep off. Crazy Guy springs back up, and it's just Patman left. Peeked out once again. Decent dink.
That's it, isn't it? Another successful A encounter for RRQ. Blades going awkward for something. Feels like Paper X's game plan to relinquish control of this A site is starting to get the better of them. So maybe we do see a bit of an adjustment.
Yes, bot OP.
Have a bit more numbers, but this is where
we will have a coherent vision of how we want to play the game in Split 2.
Start to change up your own approach for a mid-B split potentially for RRQ, though feels like in this sort of time, Alex is gonna have to come out with a timeout.
One of the best agents on each role. I'm not gonna leak that because that's stuff that generally you don't want to tell people what you think is good.
I mean, you're gonna have to.
Is TME gonna watch part of this match? I don't know.
Truly cerebral to people gonna read for that. And execute with Monyet flying up over to the top of heaven. And also for Jemkin to be able to sneak all the way back into screens just for that Nightfall to get sent through.
Dude, some of the signs are crazy. This art is insanely good. What the hell?
Together as a team, having a more layered approach with the beginning utilities.
But for not a single member of the PRX squad to be able to anticipate
Dog
this play,
in boot
I guess
camp.
that's why Alex feels a little bit perturbed.
You gotta remember as well,
Derek.
Split is not generally a map that PRX
My chat just said you laugh like a dog.
This is a bit of a question.
Best of 5, but made it to Toronto.
You gotta feel it out, and why not leave your best maps for the last?
Get some extra reps on it as well for a map that will be in that next tourney.
Woof woof, Derek.
I salute you.
Woof woof, bark bark.
I laugh with tears in my eyes. That's it though. RRQ, of course, much better showing right now.
This is what I'm talking about earlier though. PRX having to change things up, get some more bodies towards the A side. It's the conditioning factor of RRQ, where they can have a bit of a different approach as well. Very silent up through mid.
Oh, but everyone's in this
Oh,
spot
the whiff.
somehow.
Uh-oh.
Showstopper just doesn't quite blow anything up. Jing, then again, spin down in a corner for Forsaken to try to hold on
Okay.
by Raptors. RQ,
Still
though, they
winnable.
Still have their options.
3v2.
And it's going to be the current TP into backside. Forsaken's attention being pulled away. He has to try to hold the angle. He spotted out Jemkin. He finds the first duel. However, a flash gets sent over. He tries to find some acrobatics into the smoke.
You want to see me mauled like a madman? I mean, did you watch our vlogs?
He's still sneaking his way up, skulking his way forward. A first, a
Holy
second kill, something
shit.
clutches up for PRX.
And this is the other side of the coin that PRX see when they have numbers.
All you have to
over
do
at
is
the
watch
side,
the
push
vlogs to
something
see me
into
get
a main.
mad.
He gets all the information and the read that, well, nobody's home. We're seeing some duels in mid. We're seeing a whiffage of the showstopper. Let's get a quick flank happening. And he was there super, super early to come out with the Red Bull clutch for PRX to answer back.
Just quick reaction from the entire team. Sure, you know, the initial contact might have gone completely south for some reason with that showstopper, but hey.
Yeah, it was 2 versus 4.
Big
as well.
shots.
So they've really managed to pull that one back by isolating a couple of great angles in the end.
Both something and Forsaken putting
Did my
those
dogs
forwards.
miss me? Yes.
Similar approach in this
I
round.
missed them again
100%
already.
though, over at this B site.
Something that RQ hasn't contended with before. And Forsaken
What
will come
is
out
this
on
hit
top
from
of the
RRQ?
duels.
Oh my
Nice
goodness.
throw eliminating Jemkin,
The
but
coordination
RRQ
was
does not let up.
super
Forsaken then trying to
rough.
play around the pillars, but yes, completely exposed thanks to that haunt.
The utility for retake.
Man, the utility there was ugly.
Seekers invested.
Ugly from RRQ.
Give them some
Oh, Jesus. This is a rough round.
urgency into the site. Shot down for now. Something.
Winnable.
Around the pillar.
Winnable.
He
Oh,
props the
nice
tail
shots
light,
from
but
Cushy.
Cushy ends his life.
Is Zeus the best rookie right now?
See them opening
I mean, it's tough. There's a lot of really good rookie players this year.
a lot of bits of utility as
Really
well.
good
There's
rookie
multiple
players this
PRX
year.
members. Have a great haunt at the end there. Makes Forsaken sweat a little. There's Divide caught in the open as well. These are the moments where you just need to see these players have some really good self-adjustments in the round as
Double
well.
initiator or double
How you're gonna
duelist?
be able
I
to
mean,
win
depends on
all
your
these
team.
duels, how you're
Both
gonna be
can
able to
work.
favor things
Both
for
are
your
good.
team. Sometimes it is out of your hands though, and you just
But
need
just
to
depends on
pick
who,
your
what
shots with your crosshair.
what players you have.
A lot of pressure. But that's it. That would be RRQ playing things extremely well with the micro adjustments.
I mean, Kayak's been
Haunt towards the
insane.
side.
DOS9 has been insane. Hyunmin's been insane.
Well, Forsaken flush forward
Like,
in space.
so many good players.
Round
And that's
11,
just
and right now
specific.
it's the same execute. PRX possibly a retake without the
Does
best
Crystal
weapon.
count as a rookie? I mean, yeah.
Defy, though, decent trade for now.
Yeah, numbers are here.
Hasn't played tier 1
Plenty of
before.
needed to be
That's,
established.
I think
Spike
that's the
shot from
definition,
Wall.
right?
PRX looking to flat towards the side, but shots from Jemkin those.
Oh my god.
Taps forward again and again, and he knows that
Oh
Jing is
my
pinned down.
God.
Possible ace in her hands.
Oh
7
my
rounds
God.
left in the mag. Something though.
Oh my
Still
god.
looking for the fights
Oh
against
my god.
the counterpart Russian across the other
No
side.
way.
Finds yet another kill.
This would be an insane round for something to win.
Piece of your ability right now.
Has to go for the spike plant. Something then taking
Was
elevation.
Patman part of the tryouts? I don't think
for
so.
the best possible angle. Jemkin has to be aware of this. He has to work around the pillars. Spots it
Oh
down.
my
It's gonna
god.
be the ace. Jemkin all the way back
What
from
the
when he was
hell
on
is that
scores
round?
against Sengoku, and he still comes out on top of something.
He gets the better of him in this one, but at what cost, right? It's an anti-eco. They came
That
in
was a
with Grizzly
crazy
and a
round.
Guardian. that they stack towards the A site. Divide gets a good read that they are coming towards B. Let's just.
What do you think about Jimmy, Derek? What do you think about Jimmy?
Absolute sinister shot from Guardian. I mean, it's a winnable scenario at the end. Jemkin 20 HP, something 30, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure the shots sting a little bit, but considering how the entire half has played out, Komodo, RRQ are happy to take that little bit of damage. They're able to buy back up again. Viper spin up towards middle now.
Information that he's in the vent as well, so you don't even need a contender. You're through it. Forsaken none the wiser.
Snuck past, and with Forsaken gone, that makes the B side that much more open.
Space that Jemkin's taking as well. With the clone, play distractor. Meanwhile, in the back lanes, he can fight and then meet up with the team. This is going swimmingly for RRQ.
Yeah, Xfero just blocking every single letter up by mailroom. Something, though, able to sneak up from stairs, so possibly another round with...
All right, it's going to end up being a pretty dominant half from RRQ, I think.
Drawn, but Jing has been silenced. 1v4 and something.
Alex just picked player from nowhere and make them stars.
Jemkin will pick the round up and push RRQ to an 8-4.
I mean, isn't Forsaken literally from the same Counter-Strike team that Alex is on or something?
Well, but this time it looks like the hit is here. Great amount of shots, great amount of multi-frags to come through. It just feels like
Wasn't like
RRQ on this attacking side.
Forsaken was Counter-Strike, Divide was Counter-Strike, Mind Freak I think was Counter-Strike. Wasn't PRX a Counter-Strike team before? No, never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Scrap battles be won by RRQ this time as opposed to last map. Oh, this is a tough one.
I mean, currently you go Jemkin, I guess, just because he's been the primary duelist most of the time.
Yeah, Monyet has kind of sent himself into oblivion a couple of years too. So,
especially from that previous map. Come on, can't really fault him. Sometimes he's on the smokes.
yeah, this is true.
Wait, isn't Verno technically a rookie also this year?
Who came up with this? Who is the real
Yeah, Verno's a rookie also. Damn, Verno might be the best shout for Rookie of the Year.
But it's Patrick Mendoza.
Yeah, unlike Patrick who. It's not even his name. Not even his name. Halftime break though. Throw that one away. We're going to have to get to a switch up of the sides as well. See if we'll tie up this series 1-1. Get a fourth map in Icebox. That one's a little bit...
That's crazy that Verno's technically a rookie this year. What the hell?
Things interesting with a strong first half showing. Now swapping over
FNS
onto
retired, yeah, I
defense,
saw that.
Where you get to see, you know, Crazy Guy maybe show off his chops a little bit.
Well, you get to see the pistol round kings at the moment in PRX. Leading very handsomely with those. RRQ already gathering a lot of information at the A site with Prowler. No one's going to be at least in close proximity. As PRX play a little bit more silently towards the B side of things, seeing no over-investments.
Do I understand Hindi? No.
Going by themselves. Freshing.
Are player mics always on during the game? Yeah.
Harvard does bring out the Trailblazer.
Yeah, spot out a bit of information, a little bit of a forward position now for PRX, getting pretty close towards a B-pop.
Right? As soon as that Trailblazer goes through, clears out back.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought that most of PRX came from Counter-Strike.
Crazy Guy who's kind of given up the site.
Yeah, you recognize that when the Trailblazer's there that you have to just play in towards a retake.
Yeah, that's why he's saving up that paranoia as well. Props it up right now in this moment. The entire team surrounding him.
Zero utility for PRX here.
Yeah, it's going to be just a full gunfight, if anything. RRQ having the resources.
Where do you want your
I mean, everybody's different, Vengeance. Everybody's different.
Position around for it currently. Inside the smoke, though, and it's just
Oh, Crazy Guy.
Contact. Petman and something out from heaven as well.
Cushy with the clutch. Is it possible?
Sort of not yet spotted, but
Seems very unlikely.
as soon as you make a single peep, the entire force of PRX will turn their crosshairs and sights toward you.
Verno doesn't speak Portuguese.
By PRX.
MIBR comms in
Crazy
English.
Guy with the classic as well. CNCT jumping around, right clicking, taking some heads. PRX, they will take the second pistol of this map. I do like the forward play that they opt to go for as well. Yeah, that right click jump is a little bit crazy. Pistol round will keep things in good contest here for PRX, struggling a little bit at the tail end of their defensive side. This is
Wasn't Jing like
coming in towards the bonus though for this map? A couple of pistols. couple of Spectres and a Marshal for something.
Not a single rifle.
Derek,
except for,
what game did Jing play before?
Still, RRQ currently
Overwatch and Counter Strike.
this
Okay.
map. They've gone for the 4-1 stack closer towards the A site.
Little by little, let's follow the leader of the Trailblazer into the B site. It's just going to be crazy guy.
Yeah,
himself
coaches
yet
can
again.
only talk to the team during
He might be
timeouts.
able to find some right clicks, but with the angle
Halftime,
exposed, Jing will
pregame
quickly deal with him.
timeouts.
And now you know that no one else is here. So it's just going to be this little pistol retake. See if RRQ even just do what PaperX did. and
Dude,
go for
PaperX
spike
is
eventually.
really buying
Makes
low.
sense.
It's a full best of 5. It's lower finals. I get why you
Their-
need to play to every advantage that you can possibly find.
Their
so
attack
not
buys
wanting
have
to
been
give too much up to
super,
PaperX, but
super
that
weak.
said,
2 pistols, a
it's,
Marshall, 2 Spectres.
it's a little bit quiet right now.
You get the
It's
idea
kind of
of,
crazy, actually, how
which
little
way
they're
you just
buying
want
on
to
these
figure out
rounds.
Where they're sitting, which is in spawn.
Come on, give us a kill. Give us a corpse.
Something will happen.
There we go. You got paint shells. You got to seize.
Love that.
And that's not too bad in terms of economical damage.
I mean, I guess if they're just going to throw their lives away at the end of these
He's
rounds,
up by heaven. I know the
sure.
strike's still going to go off, but ults and points being found
Yeah.
by RRQ.
And the fact that it's Forsaken surviving
But I
at
don't
the
know
end
about
here
that.
as well, one of the players that went in with the pistol, means you're only taking a ghost
It
into
seems
what's
like a
not
very
bonus
weird
rounds.
approach, to be honest.
Though, on the other side,
I mean,
you
are they
did
just going to
save
full
a
buy
lot
now?
coming
They are
into
just going to
that
full buy
second
now.
round, right? So you do afford yourselves some rifles now going into this bonus round.
So they're basically just like
Very
not
awkward.
playing a bonus round.
True Red Bull clutch.
They're just going to go play.
Yeah. It's one of those weird ones.
They're just
But
going to
here
go
we
play
This is a bonus round,
full-on
by the way, when you've got
gun
an
round.
operator in the hands of something. You've got a, well, it was going to be a Spectre for Patman, but he does upgrade in the end. So, let's call this a rifle round. There's a heavy investment. And it's unexpected.
Ooh.
Brilliant shot out from something.
Yeah.
Xero, that's going to cause a headache.
The attack op. The attack op. He did this.
Something with the punish.
He did this earlier.
Gotta place a player
This is
around
like a
him, just
something.
watch.
It was the judge as well.
This is like the
So
ultimate
that's gone
something
down.
round.
Play close with that one. Meanwhile,
The bonus
Crazy
attack
Guy,
op.
he wants to
You
play
never
close.
expect it, and it
Play
always gets
down
value.
30. Don't touch the ball, but give him the info. Now you're stuck. Shroud step out.
So going
I
for
think
a
I think
little bit more.
not very many people are top 100 right now because didn't the rank just reset?
Yeah, thankfully indeed.
I don't
because
think
that's Crazy Guy.
anybody's really
Exactly.
calibrated much yet.
You've made things extremely awkward for him.
No angles to be found around the B side. It's just Crazy Guy who had to spend utility just to get out of dodge.
Yep.
Once again, another scenario where RQ left without resources.
Look to
Just
establish
angles though.
a plant in the 5 versus 4.
Safer plant for PaperX, so not leaving themselves exposed towards spawn. You do have Jing kind of concealing his movements down towards the bottom as well. Something then peeking out from
Ooh.
Garage. All of RQ trying to look for that space into sight.
Ooh,
but
it's
PaperX just
another
not
bonus
giving
win.
anything up to them.
Yeah, that's I mean, I know
Previous
it's
act, I
bonus
think,
technically in the grand scheme of things, but I don't
I think
want
at
to
least
tag
2 or
on it
3
because
players
it's
were in
not
top
really a
100.
bonus round. It's a idea from PaperX that they go lesser equipped.
What would you
into
rather
the
have,
second
top
round
tier
this
duelist,
half,
top tier
then get
IGL?
out Full rate by FBX.
I mean IGL.
And they do. The operator was very pivotal in this round from something to catch Xfero off guard, to find Cushy, letting the team Galavan around the site when they've got control of it as well. There's not too many angles that they need to worry about when that plant's down.
It works though. I mean, it's a little bit risky.
I think
but now you
Boaster's
have
the
them
better
with an
IGL.
op, and that's something that RQ's going to have to continually respect. That's why you got more players up around mid this time.
Or try and disrespect if you want to play close line with a judge, for example, as Xfero, but it doesn't feel like there's going to be any jewels that'll come
But
his
it,
way at the
I mean,
moment.
it kind of
But
depends on
again,
the team that you have around them,
Crazy
right?
Guy,
Because like
Exactly
when
what
FNS
PaperX
had
do,
the
trying to
optic
exploit this
pieces
weakness. Magneto quick on the
and that
reactions out to
particular
a tough
meta, he
enough,
was
but
crazy
still,
good. But
for
I just think
PaperX
I think
to find the
Boaster's
shots with the
longevity
rifles.
in the scene,
and in these
just
big battles where you've just got many
multiple
bodies
metas,
flooding,
developing
PaperX
so
come
many
out on
new
top.
players.
Sight controlled. Trailblazer into the kill as well, and it's just Jemkin.
Boaster's main weakness is when he's trying to micro too much and he like can't even play the game because he's just telling everybody what to do all the time. But I think they're kind of moving away from that a little bit. I think having Crashies is really helping him because Crashies is a good second voice. I think Alpha's kind of like developed a lot as a player. Chronicle makes
need the timeout,
decent
though.
calls here and
Wait
there.
to see if
So
that was going to come through.
Started off 8-4, and now PRX have found 4 straight.
but I think early days, Boaster was kind of having to do everything. So that's why his performance was so shit individually.
Yeah, how are you going to remove that one, right? You need a little bit more of an investment of utility real early on when you consider that RRQ, you know, they've got the
Who's the
main
dark horse
info
team in
over
EMEA to
as
win stage
well.
1?
Otherwise, you're trying to see what.
I mean,
Jemkin can
dark
do on
horse
the
is
go. Maybe
probably like
you are trying to
BBL,
get a
right?
little bit aggressive, right? We haven't really seen the deep paranoia play come out from
I wouldn't
them
really
to
say
send it with the
anyone
duelists.
else that probably
There's a
could
couple of
win
options that you
is
can come out
a
here and
dark
there
horse.
to try and catch PRX off guard.
Is stream volume low? I haven't heard that from anybody else.
You place more players towards mid, and you leave the rest of the sites a little bit more open for PRX to possibly, well, launch an expedition around. That said, though, keeping my eyes on the mini-map right now, Komodo, it's back towards more of a default-ish setup. And it's also something in with an operator of his own.
Man, something is going heavy attack op.
Another something V Jemkin.
Heavy attack op.
Just have a really cool op battle in the round,
Ooh.
which Barrel get it in the hands.
Yeah.
Wow! I can't believe that hitbox works.
Yeah, sometimes it beat just a little arm blown off the body. You'll take that as a kill. We needed an advantage for RRQ, right? They needed to find a good opener here on this defensive side. Now a challenge towards this A site where, again, it's Jemkin with the
Good
operator.
shots from Jemkin.
Sniper Overwatch just works wonders for RRQ.
Ooh,
but not for
wait,
the third time.
trades are
Third time's
good.
a charm for PRX.
Ooh,
But
they invest the
moving forward,
Seekers.
especially with Seekers just flushing RRQ.
Moniette has Rocket,
Looking for
though.
spike plant, though.
Yeah, you gotta find some timing to
This should be almost impossible for PRX to win. Unless they can kill the Rays.
Snakes by, but he's finding some timing.
That might
If
be the
Devi
first
kills
time
the
ever.
Rays,
No
this
more
is
flashes,
doable.
which means he's going to be kind of pinned down close to the site.
Oh boy,
Still, though, concealing their
this
movements.
is getting weird.
Making things as silent as possible. RQ thinking to play safe instead.
Oh, he has no idea.
Perfectly against Devi.
Beautiful movement, just at the right time. Devi would have no idea. Even though the spike is down, now how do you isolate every single duel? The first swing from Moniette, and it just fully catches Petman off guard.
Version after timeout for RRQ, regaining the lead. More importantly, getting the first round on their defensive side. Courtesy of some heavy lifting of the operator for Jemkin, so you'll take that as a prize into the next round as well. You really want to make sure that you can have that in his hands as much as possible, it feels like, when it comes onto this map.
Oh wow. So Jin got tethered when he came through. That's why he walked back into the op. Really good utility from Cushy too.
Devi trying to just sneak in towards Heaven. Maybe if they planned it a little bit earlier, but throw that round away. There's another investment for PRX. Everybody lining up for an A site endeavor, where once again early engagements may very well go Jemkin's way with the operator.
Yeah, different line being held as well. PRX would be none the wiser. However, something might have an inkling. Dashes right forward alongside that showstopper as well. Jing looking to find effect with it, and he will collapse onto Arctic Sparrow. This allows him to.
What's my take on Nats as an IGL? I mean, it's obviously working for them. He's always had high Valorant IQ, so I guess it's not surprising that he's a good caller, or a decent caller at least. Ooh, look at those shots.
With the double kill to end out the round as well. It's 9-9 tied up once again.
Yeah, awkward flash coming through for RRQ at the end there when the Dimensional Drift is trying to scope things out. Jemkin trying to tell the team where everybody is, trying to get some body blocking at the back of the side as well, but it just doesn't work out. Moniette completely blinded. And then you've got so many angles just being held by PRX at the end there. Flawless round to come through from them. Really not allowing any further.
What EMEA teams do I think will go to Toronto? Heretics, Fnatic, and maybe BBL. But that last slot could honestly go to Liquid, BBL, Foot. I don't think Na'Vi can make it, but you never know.
Decent info though, and you got 2 smokes all being baited out right now.
But not finding anything further towards A main to see if anyone had started to scale up either.
Yeah, still somewhat needing to play safe, and that flash will just confirm that there's a possible other shotgun hiding within close range around Mail.
definitely an angle for Jemkin here. Try and find 1 or 2 and then get out, meet with Cushy.
I mean, this truly is just PRX continuing to dot their T's, well, dot their I's and cross their T's until Jemkin will just scratch that one right off.
Ooh, big flank from Minyet. Only has a shorty, but he might be able to pick up this gun. He is just full sprinting. They have no idea he's going to be here so fast.
With the right clicks as well. It's just going to be Jemkin with a sheriff for now, though, and it's working pretty decently.
Eventually a flank from Monyet with the shorty. You can see the lion shade.
Where is that gun?
Oh,
it's out in the open.
Still could be good. Jing might not have an idea.
Ooh, they're maybe going a little too early. Okay. Super winnable. Super winnable for RRQ. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Still good for 1, but it's just a 5.
Oh, boy.
But it's not found. Xfero with the classic up close.
That was close.
With how close it was, but it doesn't really matter. It's RRQ to get the thrifty.
Vitality fans of shambles. I mean, they got eliminated, and it wasn't particularly close. Yeah.
Weapon of something that was dropped earlier on, courtesy of Jemkin. So even with the pistols, you know, if you're getting your one, getting out, giving your team an opportunity to play by the numbers, play by the angles.
They got kind of clapped by foot.
But you really feel like Jemkin just had to hit the shots in there, had to buy some time, give the team the opportunity, if up or not. Rest of the team following in pursuit as well. Backwards and forwards engagements. Operator back in the hands of Jemkin. See if he'll have another opening duel. Poised at the ramp. Cushy down below.
Key tool for RRQ right now. PRX, though, not backing down. It's something straight in with the shorty once again.
There's no way.
Then, of course, you got the rest of the team trying to work around.
So it's kind of slipping away from PRX. They're giving up too many openers. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, my God.
Doesn't quite work out. Off to the judge, out from ropes, and you have some slight resets.
From Patman.
Wait a second.
Choose to invest them here.
That gives some further information. You know that.
Okay, they know where both are.
Where could the other be? It's a little bit obvious.
They're gonna hold kind of an aggressive.
The smoke's coming up.
Oh my God, the timing is crazy! What a crazy round! Holy shit!
Backwards and forwards in the rounds at the moment. No one able to find some footing for consecutive rounds, but maybe we'll change things up here.
Holy shit! And that breaks their economy.
There's going to be some light investments from RRQ.
That is such a huge round from Forsaken.
With the utility to try and stay alive, to try and
what the hell?
Just doesn't work out for Mon yet.
Insane call, just double swing that. That was amazing.
At the end there, a little bit disconnected, trying to find the duels, trying to isolate the angles, trying to figure out who's where.
Opinion on the drama? I mean, it was entertaining to not be involved in it. It's a good day for popcorn, for sure. Maybe not a great day for professionalism in VALORANT, but certainly a good day for popcorn.
To welcome them. They've been having that much success on the site.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that you're blocking any vision of ramp. Jemkin likes to lie in wait.
Blocking everything off. So Jemkin's sheriff not able to sing right now.
Potentially plant open as well. Give your team as much options as you can.
Screens being blocked off. Elbow as well.
Mind Freak will be in demand? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's really hard to find good smokes players, honestly. I feel like you're almost always better off like making a new smokes player. Just because there's not. Oh my God. Bro, this map is getting crazy.
It's just something left, and now he's back up from heaven, but he's got so many targets to contend with. All of them.
No chance. 5 HP.
He's down to 5 HP. Xfero.
What a crazy satchel from Monyet.
Curse him here. Have I said the words? Unless RRQ come out with another thrifty. And it happens. 4 alive as well.
Wait, Derek.
They are just gonna
you're watching FNS instead of my watch party?
Lately, having the numbers, having no care in the world,
whatever, man.
Just sending it in towards these retakes.
You're cut.
Well, this one specifically sending it nicely as well. You got the Nightfall invested. Yeah, thank you for the gun, Xfero. Xfero was the one that invested it, right? He was the one that brought it up, recognizing the situation that, well, I've got some satchels, I can send them, I can have a quick little kiss to the back of the side as well and really just remove you from the situation. The fact that he finds the second onto the pit player as well, right? Awkward that Devaya loses that and there's no more pit available.
You just love being able to watch RRQ come back in, finding themselves, awakening. More confidence off of the first map, to say the least.
Yeah. It's exciting at the moment with this backwards and forwards adventure that we're on, though.
And it's also them proving themselves to be a worthy contender of the title of who could be the greatest in SEA.
Yeah, sure. Against each other. We haven't seen this battle in quite a long time. It looks significantly different as well with the roster of RRQ, for example.
Especially with the new members coming in. That said, we are on only map number 2, 11 to 10. RRQ primed for possibly map point with their ultimates.
This could be scary as well. Early pit for Xfero. Will he get sent upon or not?
Yeah, PRX possibly looking for the full send. The Viper's pit and the snake bite, though.
Ooh, it's a big early kill.
Yeah, another opening frag going the way of Gem.
Big early kill.
Still has dimensional drift as well to scope things out a little bit later, where you might want to just be situating yourself as RRQ. You've got the advantage kill, just reset a little bit, figure out where PRX might look to end things, not give them an advantage in a 1vx duel.
Not too eager as well. I mean, look at the tight angle from Monyet. Now in position to possibly send a showstopper.
I was going to say, I wanted to see what Devi is trying to do over at this pit, but if this is a call for PRX to go through vents and start to sneak in the back lines of A, that would actually be the right call.
Making more noise. If he did have Xfero pushing out, this might have been a different story. But
He's teleporting on the site. Okay. I mean, this is a nice read by PRX.
Feels like Xfero might just have to be a statue here to make sure that nobody of PRX can hold a potential retake from main.
Silent, strong statue into the corner around rep right now. The judge not yet
super early retake. The flood.
All the information, the showstopper not going to work, but
Nice entries from Jemkin.
That's 3 kills now. And then for a crazy guy to chime in as well from screens. The trade protocols just to push through and get more space into the site. Xfero, he's done his job. He's blocked off ramps, and Devi
yes,
no recourse but to allow that spike to get defused.
Yeah, Xfero just an angel in the round at the end there as well, making sure he's the protector, making sure that PRX don't have another avenue.
25 and 14.
From. You cut off main, it makes things a little bit awkward. You get in towards it. The fact that
the fact that he gets 2 there is crazy.
Is absolutely insane. It's
8 HP.
For PRX, for RRQ. They've got 2 of them to play with here. PRX do have another buy, at least presentable. Blades will come out for something. But will they get any early advantages here? Or will it go back in the favor of RRQ yet again?
Those blades are going to have to be swift.
Opinion on previous match, DRX versus PRX? I mean, I feel like DRX just...
Something has been cut down a little bit in the beginning of these past couple of rounds, but now, like a hot knife through butter, he really needs
I feel like DRX...
The weapon draw animation took a little bit.
I don't know, they kind of just got outshot. They kind of just got run over by PRX doing PRX things. Bro, this is a crazy round.
Tiny opportunity to get inside. Forsaken with a double kill. Jing with another. It's just Xfero left, and he doesn't have.
Just brawling their way into the site.
This one potentially hasn't he? 1 versus 3 for Xfero.
He's got to pick up a weapon at the very least.
He will be able to, but is this the one that you want? It's the one that you've been favoring in this map.
Alright, they know where he is.
Situation, though,
got the Vandal.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Deals with the first, looks for further heads, but Jing just domes him instead.
12-2.
Alright, Jinga's rocket. They're 1 off of Sky Ult. Operator comes out. Gonna go for another ramp peek with the op, maybe.
For each round, space was found for the team, for sure. But it already feels like, you know, RRQ kind of did give that to them, recognizing they don't have the numbers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Seekers here. Ooh, they put Jemkin on the other side of the map. Okay.
Last round of regulation. Operator out yet again for Jemkin. Going to see nobody home at the B site. But what is home is everybody at the A site. The numbers
Wait.
needed for RRQ.
Wait a second. What is happening?
Good read from Crazy Guy as well into position, but the showstopper though will
Okay,
just
the
rob
trade.
him of his life. That will be then more space for PRX to shore up around A ramp.
Speaking of losing your life, being
Early
robbed,
rotation. Jemkin just parked on B.
Silence for PRX. Seekers would spot
Which
3.
playstyle do I prefer, PRX or G2? I mean, PRX is just clearly more fun and entertaining,
Finds them into more space, but
but
will certainly
G2 is undeniably
bit of a
good.
warning sign. Off to the side though, the sudden peek out from Monyet around elbow just breaks things
Damn,
apart.
Devi.
The second kill, and it's just RRQ left. We might go into overtime, folks, because Jing has the sightlines up by ramp. Jemkin down.
Hang on, they're all
Split in overtime. Name a more iconic duo.
Good chance. Jemkin with the flashes. Does he have the vision? Does he have the sightlines? Looks for the duel, but in for the transfer. Forsaken swings out and provides the assistance necessary to bring us to overtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, only bangers on splits. Overtime we go to yet again. Well, I say yet again. First installment of it in this series.
I love that you cleared your throat for that one.
You gotta get it ready. You gotta get it ripe and ready. Valiant attempt from Jemkin at the end there. He's been having a banger on this map so far. 27 kills that he's coming out with. So far we've had some phenomenal moments from our duelists across these two maps.
Yeah, well, you might have one Jemkin with 27 kills up on RQ. You've got two duelists, or two players from PRX who've got 21 kills apiece.
Yeah, Brothers in Arms, Forsaken, and Jing certainly seeing what they can do here. But we switch things back up. PRX to the defensive side. See if they can continue with where they were able to find some little bits of greatness. Starting things off though, removing Crazy Guy.
Okay.
Forward space information into paint shells. Then another crossfire just to deny RQ A ramp
Yeah,
control.
they are just
They will
forcing their
elect
way.
to just sprint into the site though. And
Okay.
that's something once again finding first death.
Ooh, the angle.
Ooh.
Xero wins that one.
And Trailblazer might be able to get a kill until that snakebite burns it away.
They don't get ramp control
Up to the site,
again.
though. PRX,
But-
some urgency up in
Okay,
heaven.
PRX just
Love
sending
screens
it.
possibly, but Jemkin reads that. Holds
Utility
down elbow.
missed.
Ramp as well as additional angles being found by RRQ. PRX will have to find kills in order
There
to
should
get
be no
clear
way.
picture in
They're
the site.
low though.
But so
When
far,
Yet gets another
not
kill
good.
against Rocket also. There
Drops
should be
down,
no way.
Shot fired to mask sound, but RQ not peeking.
There
Still
should be
holding.
no way.
Decent
Although they're both
It's
off
justified
site.
at 1v2. The spike still beeping away. Xpharaoh,
No
watch
time.
Cushy. They could go in for a double peek.
No
and that
time.
will be that. A singular tap to bring them the first victory in OT1.
Yeah, you feel a little bit stuck running into the elbow there as something. You got to do something as Jing there as well to try and bring it back. Satcheling in, not getting your shots on out. Very little trap play at the very beginning, but RRQ, once they're in the site, they have the right angles that they need to hold. Bit of a crossfire allowed at the back of the site.
Ooh,
Great
nice
ball
util
coming
from
out, by the
Cushy.
way. Definitely loving to see good initiator utility always work for a kill. And now RRQ will find themselves on the map point with the lead going back onto their now defensive side.
Something glass cannon.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting one. He's kind of fallen off a little bit, right? In the tail end of this map too. Just getting shut down time and time again at the very beginning. You're bringing an operator onto the attacking side. You need to be very aware and have a teammate next to you, you feel like, in case you miss the shot.
Could be something that RQ doesn't expect of, but they're pushing out a
Yeah,
garage.
this is so risky, but so rewarding if they can find it.
All Forsaken is marking the back. However, he falls. Something takes the duel up by a
I can't
mail
believe he hit
route
that shot.
So PRX, they've got a dilemma here. Do they push up front or do they clear up back?
Taken down the heavy hitter and Forsaken though. So you definitely take that as RRQ for what it's worth. Something.
No
Wins the
way.
duel against Crazy Guy advantage for PRX into the B side.
No
Dasher
way.
cross, dodging the flashes, Jemkin. He wants to
Oh
do
my
the
God.
body, he wants to do the damage.
How is he alive?
Holding the angles with assistance from the team. Cushy up by the right side. Jemkin then
What?
to find the triple. Just a 1v1 left, and Jemkin has an ult.
Where does he think the Devi is coming from though? He's got the open time right now for Devi to get him. He's
Oh my god, the timing is crazy.
Really scoping for Jemkin forced the angle,
Ooh.
and that will be that. The map ends in the very first
What a
OT.
crazy round from
Final
Jemkin.
Scoreline of 14-12. Jemkin with the ultimate awareness to silence PRX.
Yeah, he's dug him out of a rough situation time and time again on this map, hasn't he? Multi-frags on multi-frags, couple of great early openers.
Damn, honestly kind of feels like PRX should have won that map.
Hurts a little bit more for them, right? These disadvantaged scenarios as PRX throwing caution to the wind a little bit, trying to really get up in your face, and you are just getting smacked a little bit. Really good adjustments of RRQ. I mean, I look at the first half and how they're navigating and conditioning PRX on that attacking side, making them really guess where things are going to end.
Yeah, we definitely like
Really fight
double
these
senti and
scrappy
split one,
battles that
for sure.
Usually PRX are good for, right? How many of them were they winning in map number 1? This time, though, a little bit more awareness as RRQ and how they want to kind of push PRX into the palm of their hands. Just the single OT needed at the end of this one to get it done, which means we are guaranteed a 4th map in this lower best of 5 right now. Icebox will be here soonish.
Soon-ish. The first one we got to go through with is Pearl. But that said, it is an RRQ that is howling forward. You love to see it when they are finding all of these moments. Just such great situational awareness and reading how.
No, not all the players are here yet. Soon though.
PRX. And that's why those brawls are coming out in advantage for
Soon
RRQ.
though.
Yeah, sure. I am kind of excited to see which way this is going to go in the next map, of course. Like, let's get 5, maybe.
This could go the full distance, but for
32-17. What a map.
Maybe, perhaps. I mean, I'm expecting it to go the full distance, but for now, that is RRQ's map. We are now tied at 1-1 for this series for both of these teams. And it was a much better showing for RRQ.
Yeah, I felt like they woke up finally. I felt like they were here to play. Jimkin was alive. He wasn't just getting exits on the brimstone. It's so much better. I mean, yeah, I felt like this was a real great map to watch. It always
3 thrifties for RRQ.
There's one statistic I really want
It's
to
a big
highlight.
difference.
The 3 thrifties.
Yeah.
About 350. About 350, I think it was. No, honestly, like this was exactly what you expect from an SCA derby. You had messiness, you had some sloppy, thrifty rounds one, you had some clutches one.
Ooh, what's the
you had
next
some
map?
Man-disadvantaged situations thrown in the bin, but you
Next
also
map
had some
is
amazing
Pearl.
individual plays,
Okay.
and honestly, some really nice gameplay.
Probably should be a PRX win, but I think this map was actually really good for both these teams this year.
Kind of bursty, old-style duelers, throwing it back to what they always used to play on Split, and I feel like RRQ kind of playing the new meta version of that with the
maybe not.
that you've seen from a lot of teams, T1 included.
No,
but
this
you
is
have to say, Jemkin
mostly
definitely
just a
dragging them
good
kicking and screaming through this game of
PRX
Split.
map.
Very tight one that could have gone either way, but RRQ will breathe a sigh of relief, because we've seen both of these teams exchange each other's map picks, and now we play a BO3 from here.
Evening of the scoreline here is so massive. Going down 0-2 is a huge mental burden, but they've leveled that playing field again as we move forward to map 3. So mood in the RRQ camp will have just shot up after that overtime.
Oh, definitely. You could hear them screaming down there, right?
Bro,
Especially
Crazy Guy gets loud.
Yeah.
Like when he does that raise nade, he's
When are the
like,
announcements
I heard him
dropping? I don't know.
screaming the ball.
Ask
He's
the
like,
content team.
Jet Solo on site, go. He's like pushing the boys to scale out. And something
you
like
felt
that.
pressure to
Who's
push
behind me,
right?
Poppy?
with how he's calling the and on Yen as well. You can hear his roars from all the way up here, and you can just tell RQ are fired up. And this is very encouraging going into this series, because as we mentioned earlier on the first map,
RQ run double duelist on Pearl. RQ ran like several different comps this year on Pearl because they were trying to figure it out.
And now, of course, we are.
I assume that they're just going to continue to run Jemkin on Yoru though. He seems to be kind of settling into playing Yoru a bunch.
Some highlights here and particular things that we wanted to point out on the side.
But yeah, they ran Yoru Neon. But I don't know if they'll continue. I mean, they probably will continue to run it, but I don't know.
Be afraid to contact and take risks. We just see something walk through a smoke into B main. There could be anything behind that, but he doesn't care. They get smoked off again, but they have all this space. They're so close, and now they can burn. We even saw him do exactly the same play in the very last round of the game, where he just walks through with the op. This is why double duelist is so good for PRX. It really suits their style. and contact burst is great.
This was a stroke of brilliance. We saw 3 thrifties won by RRQ, and in this round, it's a split-second decision that they're able to put the pieces. You see Xfero juggle the judge over to Monye as they see the pit on spawn
Yeah,
side.
this round
Satchel
really
over
was
to
the
elbow,
difference.
And Monye's able to catch PRX completely pants down. They have no idea that
Yeah,
RRQ's even
overtime.
going to attempt that retake.
Yeah.
And that must have been a bit of a bitter moment, maybe, because Monye used to do that on Paper Rex on the Rays.
That's
and
why they
now
hired him.
It's a
that's
very
why they
Paper
hired
Rexy
the
thing to
guy.
do.
Yeah, they've just been Paper Rex, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that blood still runs strong through him, right? What do you think the comms were like in that
I
situation?
honestly think that was just a stroke of brilliance from Monye. He's literally, initially, as we saw multiple times that game, have the judge on Viper to be able to play that disruptive role in mid, throw out the orb and put it down, but they're able to juggle it over to the Rays and be able to put the retake together on the fly. I really think he just said, I'm going to satchel elbow, and then they put the rest of the pieces together after the fact, and they were able to, the rest of the team kind of play off of what Monye wanted to put together there and understand reactively based on what the Rays was doing and the entry pathing, how they needed to put the rest of that together.
And this is great also because we were wondering where he was on the first map too. Well, here he is, coming and swinging on split. And this is brilliant from RRQ, but it wasn't that far off. I mean, Paper Rex, this was an overtime. And of course, Paper Rex, each round, we're not that far behind.
Without this man, like, they would not have gotten as deep into the game as they did, Morgan.
Yeah, we have to run back these Jemkin highlights. I mean, he woke up so much in this game. We see him landing these sheriff shots. You know, he got
so
them these thrifties, shot them in the wrist, and Quack lost his mind.
Yo, the wrist shot, he's breaking his opponent's wrist. Usually it's the other way around. For Jemkin, though, you can see the mechanics, the crosshair placement. He's anticipating every peak. You cannot catch this man off guard. Even in the last round where Device trying to flank him in through Heavenside, he's sitting on that off angle, waiting for
Yeah,
you
it was
to
a
peek
crazy
in.
good map from
This is why
Jemkin.
Jemkin, for me, is the best Yoru in the VCT.
Yeah, very much.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I think he just does such a great job. It's such a great fit for him on this age, and you know, I think if RRQ
That's a
wanna
crazy
have a chance
take.
in this best of 5, they need this
Best
man. This
Yoru
man
in
almost
VCT? I don't know
always
about
leads from
that.
the front, and he's at his best when he's getting set up from his team, and he's allowed to express his own individual brilliance, and he took over this map. 7 first bloods, 32 kills, 2.2 KDA. I mean, what else do we want to see from this guy?
He's seen what Forsaken did on Fracture. He said, I can do you one better.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me your. I mean, there are things, there are agents and players that really just make sense together. And I feel
Maybe
like
in
Jemkin
Pacific.
on Yoru makes perfect sense with the way he plays
But
and just how he's able to utilize
overall,
it.
I don't know.
And you know, it works so well, especially on maps like Split. But now we are about to go into our next map, which will be Pearl. I feel like for RRQ, you know,
Thoughts on
with
Patman?
that
I mean, I don't really know
renewed
much about him.
confidence going
He's
into
been
Pearl,
fitting in
they
well
may be able
though
to
for
do this
Paper
one
X.
better,
So
but of course, PRX, they have some very memorable
No hate.
matches here in Pearl.
Seems good.
I mean, this has been a map that's been a bit of a
Can I give you some
sore spot in the map
updates?
pool.
Yeah, I
They've
kicked
been kind of
everybody, and I'm
deciding whether they wanna
playing
play
Duelist
double
and
or not.
IGLing.
They used to play Phoenix Jet in kickoff and play some different styles. Recently going over to the Neon and the Yoru, as well as mixing in some slower comps. So they've really been kind of deciding what kind of comp they want to be running on Pearl, but they haven't had a
I
lot of
decided I
success on
wanted
this
to
map.
play.
Last time we saw PRX play Pearl, though, I mean, you cast your mind back to that DFN game.
Yeah, I mean, they only just got over the line in that game, but I'd like to think that a big problem in that game was the mental, was how they were feeling.
Thoughts on
They
GE?
were
GE stands for
scrappy.
Great
I feel like they were
Entertainment.
a lot sharper since then, so they should be able to execute it
So
better.
tune
but
in.
I'm curious if they're going to change away from this Phoenix. This is a comp that RRQ know very well.
Yes.
You know, as you said, we saw them run it in kickoff, so it's going to be hard to be able to surprise with that Phoenix like they've been able to catch a lot of people though. Because the reason this works is you don't scrim against that Phoenix. You don't see it a lot. You're not used to having to control the mains
Jing
in the
Phoenix
same way, but
Masterclass? I mean, we'll
RRQ,
see.
In theory, should have the answers if the Phoenix.
We
does
will
come.
see.
Yeah, I feel like for Pearl, I don't know, PRX just looked very comfortable with that kind of composition, right? I feel like they might go with it again and just maybe change up some things in their play. Perhaps it's not the Phoenix that we need to direct our attention to.
Yeah, I think Pearl has been a bit of a sore spot in the map pool for both of these teams at times. So RRQ being the team that will pick it as the third map in this series. For PRX, they definitely struggled against DFM. It was kind of messy game. So it's really a redemption chance for both of these teams to show that their Pearl is a little bit better than you'd be expecting, because at times you've seen brilliant games of Pearl for both of these teams, but the last couple of games maybe leaving a little bit of a sour taste in their mouth. But you can't have gaps in your map pool in a whole best of 5, guys. You've got to be playing your way through the entire pool. So this is going to be a true test of who has figured out some of their mistakes in the map pool, and Pearl is going to be the perfect example of which team's going to be able to adapt and actually improve what
no.
worked for them in the last couple of games.
Yeah, it's all about
Myoken will not be on the team. I told him that he's not good enough.
So you often have maps that you can play, but you'd rather not. And I think Pearl has been one of those maps for both of these teams. But now I think this becomes a really crucial swing map, because I suppose if you're looking at that map pool as a whole, I think both these teams might write off Pearl and go, okay, yeah, we might not.
That's a second phase back, most of the time.
For sure. But someone has to win, so somebody snowballs a lot of momentum forward from this map 3 as we move towards what could potentially be a final map.
Yeah, especially since, you know, we have both teams did win their maps, so they do have 1-1.
Yeah.
So you mentioning Pearl as a swing map, that's very, very likely. And I do love it when teams are really just like, it's more like a pick your poison, especially in a best of 5, right? And you have Pearl coming up and it's like, no, you know what, we're really gonna push this. We believe that we have a solid game plan on this. It just didn't work out the few times, but let's bring it out now.
Okay.
Oh, we're seeing a lot of Killjoy.
Yeah, look, RRQ, I mean, they are going to be playing that double duelist yet
Okay,
again.
double
With the
duelist,
Neon
double
and Yoru,
duelist.
It's something that they've been going to in this stage. A lot of teams playing something similar to this in combination with the Teo. You can have these very quick, fast executes where you play this burst style with the Yoru and the Neon, and you have the Teo utility that makes that execute a little bit easier to get off. They will start out
I think I would favor RRQ's comp here, but I think PRX is better on the map. So
Well, let's see if that
I don't know, this could be a close one.
To take this map, we'll throw it over to our casters, Quack and Komodo for our third map in this series. Let's step into Pearl.
Map number 3, and yeah, they're absolutely right. You know, we do see a lot of Killjoy. RQ also swapping back to it.
Back to where the train left the station, though, for PRX.
When is TMB joining GE? I
I
don't think he's ever leaving the UK, to be honest.
Trying to deliver the absolute brilliant
I think he's too afraid to travel.
Get it over the line. That was that one win that PRX had on Pearl. Meanwhile, for RQ, it's both losses on Pearl.
Yep.
As well.
Interesting for me as well that both teams are opting to go for the Killjoy instead of the Vice as well. See maybe who can do their best Margaret impression. I think Margaret on this map is stellar.
Right, they both want to go in for those fights rather than taking their time with things, buying out time with the sheer wall and such. Right now, it's
I agree, Tron, I agree.
Avoided that.
Yeah, I was going to say how much is that going to force PRX to rotate a little bit to the A site, but you got to remember it is where the Sentinel is the Guardian. So we'll see essentially what Forsaken does there, what the art play comes out for PRX. Meanwhile, B is kind of free reign, free territory, right? Gather the orb there as RRQ. Starts to pivot on back. Not really seeing any overinvestment.
Yeah, and PRX is okay with that.
Ooh, now they start to get very eager.
Going in for a possible retake play, PRX, yes, down to 50 seconds. You don't see anything yet. Let's begin to traverse forward.
But where do they want to go, right?
Oh, this is a weird round.
Towards the A site, you see a lot of teams.
Solo, Teo, fake, drawing all the players over there.
You're expecting to hear a turret or something, right? So if you hear nothing at the
It's
moment,
kind of a nice pistol from RQ.
this B site, you know what's happening. It's going to have to be a retake.
Crazy guy is
Do I enjoy coaching? Yeah, I love it.
He's in another postcode.
He's the Omega dimension.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's going to be
Being an
a real
outsider
tricky one.
in
PRX,
Korea,
though, they eliminate that turret, so
do I
RQ
feel left
begins
out?
to watch their fights.
I mean, I just wish that I could
When Forsaken
have
loses,
conversations
RRQ
with
forward from spawn.
people in Korean.
Small chunk of damage, but the spike.
The turret, watch the flank, by the way.
I'm working on it, but it obviously takes a long time to learn a language.
This is a 5v4 in clarity. PRX are just happy to take the numbers fights head on. Off towards Link though, and
Oh,
it's from Hall.
they did not expect him to be back halls there.
Because not much was cleared out.
I mean, that's going to be the problem for PRX, where they just had zero idea on where things were going to end, right? They don't know if it's coming A, they don't know if it's coming B. They call for the mid push a little bit too late, and then they have to double back a little bit when the site is just given. You know, you've got a couple of protocols there as well to have the turret watching the flank, but you're not having enough time to just clear a lot of the angles in these 5 versus 5s. These are going to need to be some scenarios where PaperX have to adjust real early on the defender's side, and probably RRQ too, right? If they're given those sort of scenarios, well, they're going to be happy as Larry. So if they don't have to adjust too much, that's really going to work favor for them. Just coming into this second round though, lots of rifles, deep lanes on this map, of course. For something bringing out the Marshal, need to see him connect with some shots. Not fall first.
They're gonna go with just the
RRQ,
blind stack
we're
B.
talking about something falling first. This might be
Fingers
where
crossed.
that
Hope they come
happens.
B.
I mean, it is the second round though, right?
Ooh,
Fair enough. Goes in for the repeak. He spots numbers and spades.
no
Calls
damage.
out for the team.
But what can you do here? You've got your team here, but do you have the shots?
Divide,
Yeah,
you
they
crazy
put out of the
bastard.
smokes. They're looking for the right clicks. Jing does find the first one, but RRQ, they've got the flashes, they've got the forces, and they
Wait.
will continue to overwhelm. Jing, another kill though, and he gets a third.
Oh my God.
Brilliant flash, but Jemkin will snuff him out. Just Forsaken left.
Ooh.
But Jemkin on an absolute
That was real dangerous.
Hit that shot at the end there with that Marshal. Take out Jemkin one-on-one. Different scenario potentially.
That was really dangerous.
Feel like if he got that kill as well with the classic, that would be an absolute monstrous performance to come out from him on the agent that you don't generally see played in the game.
Jemkin gets
Valorant
2
no more.
kills, randomly
Anything special
spraying through smoke,
for
and they
Jemkin
still
better.
almost lose the round.
Looking to see who's going to be the top duelist in this
We
one,
will be
right?
better in stage 2.
Something falling a little bit. Jemkin stepping up from the previous map, carrying that over in towards this one. Now the bonus round for PaperX.
I think guided missile ship and guided stuns,
That's where you would love
definitely
to
not.
see something
That
just
sounds
hit back
awful.
into the game, especially in a crucial round like this one. But Jemkin out from the back with the dimensional drift. The salvos as well, and causes them to feel so uncomfortable. Something getting silenced by the Sheriff. Jemkin back sight.
Got to run it back as Jing. You have to invest in this round that you feel like you've already lost the control of the site. You need your teams coming over.
Just waiting for the right time. Stars being propped up as well. We begin with the hot hands to block out position, but it's been quickly shot down. Still though, the rest of the team with numbers are able to find trades. Cushy trying to hold out by Pillar. Silences the first duel.
Oh my God.
And out from heaven.
Cushy nearly came away with the goods there. That would have been a sinister round for RRQ to find. Just one alive at the end for PaperX too. Means that there's going to be a couple of lighter shields coming into it. The fact that there's
What a shot.
drift, by the way, coming in towards that round makes things really awkward for PaperX too. Jemkin noting a lot of members assisting in quite the significant amount of kills. Just at the end there, the scrap battle this time won by Patman, scoped in with the Bulldog. You asked who's got the dog in them a little bit earlier, Quack. I think all 10 players have the capability.
I think
to do
Udaton
that
is
right now on
underrated.
this map.
Yes.
Push us to a map 5 maybe. Patman with the
I think he's
stability,
very
though.
good.
3-2 stack.
Towards the A site now, moving in early to back it on up as well. Monya to be sent on in. Divide has to be really careful, can't get it done. Who other than Jemkin?
Yeah, that's a tough fight from Divide, just swinging into it. No support, no utility.
Reinforcements have arrived, however. I don't know how much it's really going to provide.
So awkward as well, doesn't it?
Give up your life for the lockdown, but PaperX will continue to push up, but they're going to have to cool off because of that ult. Patman, though, finds elevation to take the lockdown away. Stuns up from Monyet. Patman with another kill. It's just Xfera left, but he does have vision. Stars up as well. Takes down the first frag. And then for Petman to hold. Does he have the goods? He hops up the stairs. Xfera knows, and he times it just right. A Red Bull clutch for RRQ.
Wasn't on the board just yet, but now he is with a round in tow as well. Things look a little bit awkward when Devi loses his life first on towards the site, and you've got
Yeah, that's a bad fight from Devi.
The ult economy at the moment, right? You have the dimensional drift last round, nearly working out for RRQ. This time a lockdown invested.
Good almost recovery from PaperX, but super nice clutch from Xfero. Which team do I think has the best chance of Toronto? Probably Heretics or G2.
Completely unfazed, and that resets PaperX a little bit coming into this new round too.
Maybe
Someone with an
Gen G.
outlaw, plays in one. Nobody seen towards the B site here for RRQ. It's yet again towards the Alpha side.
Might be an alt orb if PaperX does decide to push up, but that said, RRQ currently just so much info into A site.
Yeah, Jing as well on the Phoenix, right? No flashes, so it's good timing on the Nebula at least to stave off any rush attempts from RRQ. If you can try and force them towards the B side at the moment, you're very happy
You
with
guys
that
want to
as
be my
PRX,
product?
right? That's where your Outlaw
Sorry,
is.
guys.
That's where the main
It's
gun that
called
you want to do some
buy a
damage is
mystery
right now.
boon.
But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. A minute to go.
People can buy
RRQ.
one of you and then you guys.
They change up their own approach now
Like you
as
guys
well.
are.
Which if they continue this one, Quack,
You guys are loot
Just
boxes,
checking out
you
the
know?
back, and they've noted
And
that
then people
PRX
will buy
have pushed up
mystery
before,
boon,
so
and then they'll get
trying
one
to
of
work
you.
around that.
The
But
top chase
yeah,
is
it does
the
come down to
best
something,
execution.
doesn't it? Until
RQ's doing a lot of one-person fakes.
have to play the angle right at this B side too, though.
They're showing pressure on A
It's gonna
site,
crash, it's all right.
and then
is it a bit mixed? Oh no, yeah, he does have one.
Oh,
Holding the angle.
regrouping to B, leaving one person A, who's then going to do like a
but he still finds the one.
Oh, almost a second, but it's enough
late
for the
fake
blades to
as they
come
go
out.
B.
20 seconds, and RQ needs to stick a plant.
Too far.
Yeah, unfortunate something. Tried to find his moment, but RQ denies it.
Makes things
PRX kind of has to bite on these fakes a lot.
Flashes as well, but again, the hot hands were already spent, so RQ are just happy to mark these angles up towards heaven. The swing up from Forsaken does aid them somewhat until the rest of RQ just pulled down their mouse. Forsaken with 30 HP will be quickly dealt with, and RRQ marches onward to a 4th round win.
Yeah, the sort of time right now going in towards a rifle round, you may consider bringing out a timeout as PRX, right? You don't have the round count, you're starting to lose a lot of control. You're also not getting a lot of forward reads. It feels like we've just seen a lot of standing still at the moment from PRX, a little bit too late.
What Caster's saying is correct. PRX is playing very, very passive.
Whoa. We're on map 3.
Okay, that's definitely a timeout coming out from Alex.
Ooh.
He's got a
Alex is
press
mad.
the pause button and well,
Alex is mad.
In the mental capacity, it feels like.
always one of these games, always some of these moments where you have a rocky one from the previous map, and you begin to get into this mentality where you want to find kills to bring yourself back to the game, but that's not always how it works.
You're speaking about that, right? Who was doing a lot of the lion's share of kills when we think to map 1 in this series, right? We saw consistency from kind of everyone, right? Taking space, taking names. We even had something trying to still do what he could, you know, on the Brimstone, but it really was Forsaken on Fracture for PRX. You move it on to Split, it's Forsaken and Jing, right? Something getting up there as well, but it feels like a lot of these.
Who's my top 5 VCT clutch players?
First, right? He had 6
clutch players
on the previous map of Split. And I know it's early stages come this one, but the fact that he's popped the Blade Storm there and jumped out wide into the open, and already a little bit of a wrong read in that scenario.
I mean, he's hungry, almost too hungry, starved for these moments. He hasn't found them. RQ, meanwhile.
Change up for PRX.
I mean,
RRQ are going to start
I don't know, honestly.
Out towards the B side of things.
I don't really think about clutch that much. I prefer never to be in clutches, to be honest.
Something almost nearly losing his life, but still the sight handed over onto RQ. Forsaken with the Odin spam, however, fully blinded. Unfortunately, not able to find anything further. The overdrive, though, and it's the Vi who stops it.
But Jemkin's still alive, remember?
But they're very low. They're very low.
Cushy once again, but not able to get the spike planted. There's a full minute, though, and Jemkin.
Yeah, he's gonna grab the spike and teleport out.
As well, down to holding the angle.
He knows where they both are.
Trying to get a bit more space. Devi is low, so he knows he's trying to play it safe.
I think you know where both are.
You know that Jemkin's looking for the
I'm
spike.
kind of surprised he didn't just teleport and rotate.
Precise moment when Devi swings out at the right time.
Not really a crossfire that they could kind of control in that scenario.
Top 5 VCT clutch players. Number 1, Poppy. Number 2, Poppy Chulo. Number 3.
Give PRX an advantage and hold on to it, most importantly too. You know, at the end there in that 2 versus 1, there is the run back for Jing, just in case
Chichu.
potentially loses his
Number
teammate.
4.
A second go and winning the 1 versus 1. You destroy a bit of the economy though as RRQ. You force them for a
I don't know. I'll just give you the top 3.
2 drifties in the last map, so we'll see what they can do here. Monyet ahead of the curve, down for the count.
And PRX upwards into main. Still trying to hold the angles in case RQ continues to peek out, but this will be a lot of control. It's only Forsaken, though, onto the B side, and he's been noted.
Yeah. Needed to see a lifeline thrown to PRX to keep them in a good stead on this map. That's a lot of bodies spotted out from Forsaken though, stuck in the holes.
Just stay alive. You gotta judge. He's waiting for the right moment. Nightfall sent over by his team. But into the smokes, nothing really found. Cushy, reading the situation, continues to push into Link.
He's found both of them at the A site. What does this mean for RRQ? Did they stay B? Did they leave?
Certainly not. That's the question that you have to ask yourselves as PRX, and that's where it gets so
Cushy.
darn confusing. Cushy, another kill, and the spike back into B.
It doesn't really matter where they go at the moment, you feel like. Patman Forsaken are confused what to do.
Oh my god.
Where are they going? And, well, back into B, now you know, but at this point,
I think RQ maybe wins this 3-1.
but Cushy's already found you from behind. RRQ.
PRX looks a little lost right now.
That's phenomenal from Cushy. The fact that he's able to find those 2 kills over in the A art side of things, I think we need to see how those ones did result where they're knife.
That was a crazy shot.
He caught something and then gone for the re-peek on the second
Wow.
one. Burst mode, that is absolutely disgusting. What a
Crazy shots from Cushy there.
From Cushy. And you look at the reads that RRQ are trying to do as well. It feels like a bit of to and fro. Come A, don't come A, stay B. Cosmic Divide invested too. Let's just focus our head. We've got the round back. PRX absolutely shut down back onto the pistols yet again.
I mean, a phenomenal pickup now onto the Sentinel. He's 1 away from lockdown. Cushy being able to provide such a performance for RRQ.
Bit of a trap here too.
And PRX, all the pistols, but RRQ ready for the play. They're able to mow every single
Yeah,
PRX
RQ
player
looks
down.
like they've got this map
It's
on
just
lock.
Forsaken left.
Yeah, you feel like the job's done in this round. RRQ just drop a single member in Jemkin. Forsaken, I mean, he's already got the lockdown. Doesn't matter what kills he gets. You got to try.
Should
and
we
hold
sign
your,
Zest?
nope.
Nope.
RRQ here, but lose another member, you can just redrop.
We already have a Sova player.
This is a good round 4. Okay.
One yet. He's seen him.
Oh my
A
god.
little bit of time to continue holding mouse
How does
one.
he get that
Cushy
kill?
Fully aware, just needs 1 bullet, and that will be that.
6-2. RRQ holding some good leads here. Some great shots coming on through. They can afford a couple of mistakes here and there for sure. But this is where you would consider the big blow soon, right? If they're able to stave off another big gun round from PRX, well, maybe they start to derail this train. And you can just laugh on that situation. That's good. It happens.
PRX aren't laughing though.
No, absolutely not. See what they've got in store for us
See,
last round.
PRX.
Still holding onto the runner back.
PRX has a
6 point.
ton of ults.
Can refresh that time and time again.
Yes, this could be basically the map here. If PRX wins this, they can come back. If they lose this and they invest ults, it's over.
Needs to hold true.
Oh, but this is a bit of a trap, isn't it? Devi is stuck. The fact that he loses that duel super
Yeah,
awkward.
Devi is taking some
Lockdown
really bad
takes a
duels on
while,
this
but
Astra.
on it too. Just disrespected into the site. Can establish a
That's
plant.
at
Here's
least the
RRQ
second or
with
third
low
time I've
numbers.
seen him just take a
The
complete
only way that
1v1
this goes forward for
in a
PRX is
really
if they
committed
begin to find the
position
picks, something with a possible angle. Jing though, in with the running
on the
back,
only
just fully
smokes.
pushes out. Something then out from Doug, able to take down Monget. 3v3, and RQ have a crossfire set up. Crazy guy holding the angle, but gets spotted out by Jing. Jemkin holding out from stairs now, and he goes
Oh,
dimensional
wide
drift.
swung.
Where is he gonna go? You have to come out because something's sticking the spike to halfway. Jemkin needing to swing, but
Okay.
all the rounds not being found. It's Forsaken
Okay.
picking one back up for PRX.
This
Another battle
is
bathed in blood for both
maybe
the teams around
doable.
that site there, but it is one out
Poppy wants to play
at the
duelist,
end
will I
by
allow him?
PRX.
Probably
Despite
not.
losing Devi early on, no more smokes available. Just trying to take it into their own hands, something. And Forsaken trying to see what they can do. It feels like in that ends there when the dimensional drift is activated from Jemkin that he's a little bit stuck. No teammates to play on the back of that information. So that
Damn,
lifeline
sorry
yet
guys.
again,
Jet
get
lag
over
is
the
hitting
line. PRX
real
see if
hard
they
right
can
now.
tie things up, but you still got to chip away again.
I feel like I've been
It's
up
another
forever.
round from RRQ, still leaning towards this A side of it. Split through Art where there's going to be no info from PRX. They're going to have to try and have a focal point towards winning this main fight.
Precisely that. PRX hasn't really played this position, and that's why RRQ, Crazy Guy, has opted to go for this. Prowler, though, at the right time to seize as well. And PRX continues to push.
The fact that they get out of there, is this just the leave A? We've seen too many members.
Yeah, looking for contact, but it's also the utility being spent. Not from Connector though, Forsaken. A slight angle, but also RRQ with the movement to bypass all of it. It's down to something. He's got to watch the angles.
Nice
The
flash.
overdrive. Can he really connect the shot? Looks for it, and he does! In with the tailwind as well. He does have a shorty, his favorite weapon.
He's so toast.
Now,
He's so toast.
Just a second longer until the salvos blow him up.
I wonder if Divide has to use the Cosmic Divide here for this retake. It would be good. Damage delivered on the hot hands. You are dead as Jemkin. No. Out of 15.
Wow, great coverage from Crazy Guy.
It's the angles once again. RRQ, a couple up by Pillar, but Forsaken marks it. The operator being marked down as well, but because she still comes up with another kill. It's a 2v2, and Patman goes in for the swing.
Patman.
What confidence! And it's down to Xfero, undetected so far.
Fucking $1.
Forward. Cosmic Divide up.
And Crystal or Derek
Gravity
stream?
well as
Derek streams
well,
sometimes.
and it's
Crystal,
in for
I don't
Patman,
think
but
likes
still the
streaming.
five. Once again, Kalish Society clutching up for PRX.
We've seen Divide use the operator on the Killjoy a little bit of times, not on this map though, but Kushi bringing that into his hands. He can point and click, he can try and do something. Meanwhile, something. Corpse in the halls too. Great Nova Pulse, great salvos, make him a little bit hot under the collar. But in the 2 versus 1, the fact that that op shot does actually miss means that Xfero has to try and pull that one through. Starting to get closer, a couple of retakes to come through from PRX. They will have to contend with yet another investment of RRQ here, choosing to go for the force up.
And hopefully if you're a PRX fan, that might alleviate some pressure for the rest of the team, but still.
Other boys playing ranked? Yeah, I think so. Some are watching the game, some are playing ranked, some are doing both.
It's going to be contact with the op. And then for the curveball, look at this. Flashes for flashes, and Jemkin is completely stunned and dazed.
Yeah, that's commanding, isn't it there? Now
Poppy's behind me right now.
Noted that Kushi is up through the street, but you don't necessarily need to give him the jewel, right? You see that this is an investment from RRQ. You know that if you win this round, you're resetting
Hello, Mr.
them
RJ.
last round of the half, where what? They might be picking up the Armageddon for Crazy Guy. They're not close to really anything else bar Xfero needing to find 2 picks, 2 ulti points. So this was a much needed round for PRX.
If you're PRX, I mean, you're happy to play the next round a little bit slower. That's why this push-up A main was just so unexpected, but well-crafted by the team. We've seen multiple ultimates for Jing now already in this first half as well. He's able to possibly pull off yet another in the next round.
Now, I'm just wondering for RRQ too, are you happy enough on the
It's been a pretty
side,
big
only
comeback from
96 or maybe
PRX.
7 to 5.
I thought they were going to get blown out.
Against T1 when they went on towards their defensive side, they looked a bit better.
It was not looking good.
The game against Nongshim, but then you also remember, well,
Do I like the
did
new
trail
map
at
pool?
half, and
Honestly,
not
I don't
RRQ
really
on
care
defense as well.
what maps are in
So
the pool.
start to put things in perspective,
I'm not one
right?
of those people
You've
that
got
has like
defensive sides that you've been able to
favorite
figure
or
out so far.
less favorite
Over on
maps.
Fracture,
I kind of
well,
will just do whatever.
it was done in, so you had 2 rounds on defense and that was it.
I like
And
all
your
the
split
maps.
as well. 4 rounds. The lion's share, 5 if you include OT. Doesn't get good favor today so far on defense, in Pearl's history on defense for RRQ. So I really wonder, are they going to be happy enough with 6 or 7 if they get the next round of this half?
It's definitely something to consider. There are a lot of supportive fans out there, though, and if you're looking at the upwards trajectory, well, 4 defensive rounds is definitely more than 2.
Let's just run it back. Let's just go again. Not with the ultimate, but maybe if Jing finds it, it's 4 again at this A site. And there's going to be a big old duel from RRQ.
Big brawl for A-Man.
Salvos, and he just goes in for it as well, Jing.
Oh my god, what
Support
the hell?
from
How is he
He's
alive?
looking for the wall bank
How is he
shots.
alive?
Yet, though, looking for space, but silence. The
Ooh,
judge
big
will not
round
be
from
able to sound
PRX.
out. Something in with
Pops the
another angle
ult.
being held as well, and so
GG.
all of a sudden, just Crazy
Not
Guy
GG,
left
but
alone in the
good
cold.
half.
He doesn't
Good
find
half. Good
anything.
comeback.
It's Xfero who has to find more.
And noted too.
Oh, the trail just reveals
Ooh.
everything, doesn't it? Petman will pick up that tied up score.
Trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Call that one insanity. And it just doesn't work out yet again for RRQ. Shut down. Everybody just knowing that they need to be narrow focused on those crosshairs again for PRX. You've only really got one angle to watch when you're stampeding up through the main like that. So they will tie things up 6-6 at the half. A great collection of 4 rounds in a row from PRX. So I think Alex will be, you know, happier now as opposed to the rage moment we got earlier on.
All right, 6-6.
I just want to clarify.
I'll be right back. I'm
You
gonna take
see
some more
him
medicine.
kind of go off
I'm
in that-
starting to
in
feel
that,
pretty sick.
Coaching booth. I believe in the actual calls and timeouts himself. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to remember how much all of these players and coaches and stuff sacrifice their time, their efforts. You know, Valorant is their life when they're here, right? It's always on their mind. They're trying to improve. They're trying to do their best. They're trying to showcase, you know, that they want to be the top team in the world, right? That they want to get these overseas plays happening. They want to get to the Masters, get to the Champions. They want to win. And when you lose, it's the worst feeling. So trying to, you know, get the best for your team, your emotions just do get the better of you sometimes, right?
That's when you precisely have to reel them in. It's down to these very crucial moments, pivotal moments. We're not talking about practice. We're talking about the game that you go out there and die for. Putting their lives on the line right now as we go into the second half onto Pearl, RRQ, looking for a possible second map win because the upcoming ones just never quite know what to expect. PRX so far, though, with the momentum being found. 4 rounds in a row. Monyet with the pushes out from A-Main.
Towards the pistol round, RRQ from the first one of this map. PRX, though, leading in Pacific with number 1 pistol collections. Looking to remove a bit of this utility over through Art, but meanwhile, RRQ seeing that they've got A-Main control. Looking elsewhere around the map, giving an idea to Jemkin that, well, you might need a reposition. And now Gate Crash out of there.
Info found, and rotations beginning to move across the board, but you do have some slight lurks all across. Forsaken, possibly.
Monyet's going to be here quick, though. Remember, on the Neon, can sprint on over quickly.
And I'll tell you what is just as quick. It's going to be PRX with a double duelist, looking for some space into its halls, but it hasn't been found yet. It's Jemkin who's hiding inside, but the ghost shots, they're not there. It's Cushy and Xfera off to the back, and it's Monyet as well. PRX
Comeback? Wait, nice shots.
Space, and they found it. It's just Crazy Guy left.
They saw where those salvos came from, too.
Didn't know exactly where he is. Do they push up, though? Surely not. You've got the turrets, you've got the placements. Just more obstacles for Crazy Guy to contend with until the spike goes down. Crazy Guy trying to find the right moment to isolate the duels. He's hugging the corners, hugging the walls, but Forsaken will
Any thoughts of Rossi Demon 1 being released from Lev?
For RRQ
I mean, they obviously just didn't get along with the team.
Numbers when they look to break in towards the B side, isn't it? The Blaze Wall as well that you got to continue.
If you got players who don't get along and don't want to play together, very hard to make a team work.
Then you, sliding on in, looking to get some great damage, but it's just PRX again at the right position with the right numbers to get the trade.
Hey, what's going on here?
Something that they were so continuously sends them out, just keeps RRQ at bay. Off to the next round, then you've got decent buy-ups, 2 Bulldogs, a Marshall.
Bro, what the heck? Hello?
And with the long range that it provides, you're happy to go into B.
Yeah, you're just kind of not wanting to run into the stack, right? You're making sure that you're seeing that if no one's
Fine, we'll just be half a second delayed.
Just plan open and defend it. Eventually, RRQ are going to have to second guess themselves in their stack towards A and throw caution to the wind, look for some damage, go with the spike, you know. Standard anti-eco things when you don't go for a bit of a force spike. So little by little, PRX will creep in towards this B side. There, bits of utility there, go for the plant. And then let's just see what RRQ have for us. If anything at all, because there is a very real world that they all just go with the spike.
Well, we've seen the current teams do that, but this is SEA, Komodo. We expect...
The problem is, though, there's a very big difference when you've got Jing here.
How many hours do I think I'll sleep? Hopefully a lot.
Oh,
Hopefully a lot.
He's hungry. But again, it's SEA. We expect literature. We expect absolute cinema. Come on, guys. Come on.
I don't see 5 kills on a Marshall, though.
Come on. That's the first. Oh, salvos.
Okay.
There's number 2. No, 3. He's too low. Surely, well, it's
he's dead to the spike.
Yeah.
You'd rather that than give them an ulti point, so
I'm sad.
there we go. Everybody going down with the ship. Something. Farewell, Captain. 8-6. PRX still continuing this lead, still continuing this accumulation of rounds in towards the bonus round of an RRQ. See if they're going to be able to get on the board. And how much for me, I think, is Jemkin going to stay around for any fights to go to the B side as well, right? RRQ really favoring the A side of this map of Pearl with their new double duelist look. What can they be set up for on this Tejo as well from Crazy Guy? Now, coupled with a bunch of this Astra Star utility as well, they'll gather the control of the A main, but seeing something in return from PRX.
You would take a gander that you expect Jemkin right around the corner. The Russian duelist picks it up.
And finally, there's a bit of a difference, right? It's something actually winning the duel this time.
Possibly more space on the B side. You do have Cushy, who has been on a hot streak on the other end, though. Up by Link.
Okay, I mean, they're just gonna
go.
go.
Just from Jing, isn't it? One away from the runner back at the moment, and you're looking to potentially establish the plant with all of the numbers here for
Ooh,
RRQ.
crazy spam. Okay, they know where something is also.
Great spam. However, PRX able to refill space. Forsaken on the flank.
Noted by the turret, though.
Does bring some attention.
Okay, put some pressure on. They're just gonna go. They know they have numbers on site.
That fast lane just provides so much cover.
Oh, Jing gets two.
And it's Cushy now with a double as well.
For him. He
1-2-1.
Oh,
he has to run through, but he doesn't have the time. Cushy's
No.
just sticking it all the way into the round.
I mean, it's still a pretty good bonus. Still a pretty good bonus.
So no one surviving for RRQ, but they at least will win the round. Get a
But
little bit closer.
big round.
Their ultis as well, but my, the scrap battle, yeah, the economy gets a bit reset, doesn't it? That's the problem when you've got the quick rotation from all of the RRQ members.
That was just a crazy spam from Lynette. Just completely blind. Insta kill.
That flank to come through from Forsaken. He didn't win any battle into
Because she's having himself a map.
And not planning for it.
That's the thing about the brawly, scruffy fights, Komodo. I mean, it comes down to attrition. How much do you have left in the tank? And
They win the round and have to save.
A little bit dry.
And these sort of scenarios as well, it's how much
That's
you
tough.
You need to shrug it off and go again, right? Yeah, we should have won the round. We should have won it, but you didn't. So
keep going.
Just have a level head. Recognize that, well, we did remove all the guns. It was the bonus round, so they don't have a lot of cash built up whatsoever. They're probably going to look to take a knee come this next round.
Meanwhile, PRX possibly looking to go and extend.
Okay, big stack from RRQ going to the wrong site. Teo drone gets killed by Forsaken. He calls them all back.
He's expecting a jump peek.
I mean, why wouldn't you at this point in time? It's very common. Jenkins now going to give it to him, and he doesn't know. He did not spot that. So Jemkin has the info for RRQ right now that they've spotted something, but he's just the lone straggler at the moment. And Outlaw would be given over as PRX still prioritizing this A site by the timing as well. Something is going to get out of a sticky situation. A run it back invested.
Ooh, they invest the run it back. I mean,
all of this site,
how are they supposed to know that nobody's here?
That's the PRX team right there. That's the high pulls off, something pulls off just as soon as the team gets the site.
Do they overheat here?
Oh, come on, surely not. They've done this so many times before, but they've also recovered from such...
I mean, RQ really not wanting to give any orbs.
Yes, Petman is holding off.
Not wanting to give orbs to snowball PRX's attack.
Some upgraded pistols, and they're just not really pushing. They're looking for any economical damage.
It's clear that this is sort of their part of their ante is on our eco rounds. Do not let them snowball with orbs. Try and stack a site and then die to the spike if they don't come there.
Wrap up some alt points. That will be 2. Crazy Guy for the trade and a rifle picked up from Monyet.
Yeah, that'll help balance the numbers just a small bit for RRQ. You know, one weapon that you can take away from that will mean
money's
an upgrade of shield coming in towards the next round.
Pretty good for PRX now.
Importantly, PRX, right? They lose the previous on the bonus, which generally is going to be the result anyway coming into a bonus round. But they do pick up the next one, so you would assume that they're still going to be okay with it.
They are.
Now
right
is the rounds to best, though, right? You've got a full gun round here, and my real question for RRQ is, what do you have on the defenses? Because on this map, you've not looked the greatest.
Yeah, they've been playing with their cards close to their chest, but right now, once again, some slight A-main control.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, that's great. That's a sharp shot.
That is a great shot.
This round. Force PRX to have a different approach.
Yeah, what does PRX do now? Okay.
Turn of
Goes and
RRQ
kills the
will be
turret,
with
creates some
Forsaken,
pressure. Ooh, they're gonna
to
insert
create some
the
pressure
jet
on the
with an
back of B lane.
outlaw.
I don't mind this actually from RRQ. Switching into a retake over at the B site where you've got a trap in the halls from your Killjoy utility. You can buy time with a nice popped Nebula as well. Start to figure out the information around the A main side of things. Nobody's home, so maybe you're pivoting.
Okay, they
Jump in a little
re-clear
bit
A
back,
to
or
some
you
extent,
easy
but they're
guy
just
for
gonna
the
hold the
Silvers.
stack
You
A.
anticipate the Nightfall as well, so completely evading that in full.
It's another
Kushi not
ult
even getting
used
marked by it. Now there's a
with
very
nobody
slight
on
window of
site.
opportunity
But
to sneak up as soon as that smoke dissipates.
Yeah, but this is
But-
a wild one, isn't it? RRQ building up with all of this utility.
RRQ
for
playing
a huge
heavy
retake.
heavy
Comes
retake.
out the fights. PRX,
Which I don't
every
love
single
on this
one
map.
holding up by Pillar. Save for something who's up around B Link, may be able to do something with the Outlaw. I don't know about
Ooh,
that
careful,
range, though.
Forsaken.
Everything's smoked off right now, and it's the salvos that forces PRX out of position. Around the outskirts of this smoke, though, and it's Forsaken evening up the score. He finds a couple more flicks, and Device sounds up as well. Cushy finding the trades, but he's down to 30 HP.
Oh my
It's
God.
just something. And
You
he's trying to
crazy
play
guy.
one time. Of course, it's a shorty as well. Look at the
You
look at the
crazy
movement, the
guy.
X-rays down to Cushy's doom.
He recognizes that he has time on his side. Great mollies to come out from Forsaken. Great gravity well as well.
Yeah,
to
nice
remove
post plant
Crazy
by
Guy off
PRX.
the potential defuse. And then you've got the right weapon at the right
Forsaken
time.
saved that one big time.
Sweep the rug out from under you. That was a could have been a problematic one for PRX,
Yeah.
given the fact that they did lose it earlier on.
Big
right?
save
They lost
by
their first
Forsaken
duels,
there,
they
and then something
do
with the
manage to
individual
get the
play.
plant,
Super nice use of
bring a
his
little bit of
smokes.
stability to them.
Just buy time.
They steal that 4
That was
versus
sick.
5 in the post-plant scenario. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back for RRQ for the meantime. They need a big discussion here because that's another defensive round that they are not able to find, which means investments going forward. But right now,
I'd like to take a poke and, you know, kind of wonder about some of the plays and the compositions as well, because now you're seeing PRX repeatedly play around the smokes. And that little retake, it was just Forsaken.
What is the sign, bro?
Without the information, without the drones or the hunts, there's a slight difference. And PRX have been exploiting these ranges. They're hiding underneath RSQ's nose.
it's something that I highlighted a little bit earlier as well, right? Where a map like Pearl currently with this new RRQ roster, it's not their favorite map, right? It's not a map that they've, you know, been locking in the same agents, opting to pick, opting to see picked against them in common occurrence, right? We're switching control, we're switching a couple of agents in there, right? Between the Neon or between the KO, and changing who's playing what role. Feels like RRQ on Pearl, it's still not looking the greatest. And in this sort of scenario as well, you know, are you going to have to look to just be banning it come best of 3 territory?
Meanwhile, for PRX, that Scap just gets
Hello, John. Hello, Atomic.
in towards main control now.
I like the initiative at least from the duelists over towards B main. You'll pick up an ulti orb there for Jemkin.
How am I? I'm doing fine. Jet lagged and sick currently, but overall I'm doing well.
Just playing to the numbers as PRX.
Oh, if Monyet finds a kill, could be overdrive.
Yeah.
Taking a page out of PRX's book, hiding inside the smoke. PRX, though, doing their due diligence. They check it. It's a second kill, though. And look at that.
Oh boy. Oh
Oh
my God, he's solo winning them the round.
Prevents that from happening.
But he's done his damage, hasn't he? The fact that he gets away with 3.
I mean, he probably just won them the round there, right?
Forsaken has been noted as well. So even though you
They're
have
a little slow to get over here. They're not going to be able to get any of the guns.
The Cosmic Divide invested because of it. Forsaken continuing to try to hold further space.
Ooh, they're going to invest. Yeah, I mean, of course they are. Why wouldn't they?
Into a little bit of an open scenario.
That will be somewhat similar to the one before, and look at this, juggling the guns to get them away out of RQ's reach.
He can go for a full spray if Xfera gets a smoke down on the spike and then get the other gun to continue the spray.
That's when it comes down to RRQ.
It's a nice
They
stun.
try to go in for the body blocks. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but
No, they're going to lose this.
through the sprays, Cushy finds the kill.
Ooh, Divine. No, no grab well.
All of a sudden,
What is it?
No
with
grab
RRQ and
well.
catching Thrifties in this series so far? It's always the case that the round they need the most is of a thrifty variety. And this is a scenario as well where the first kill goes
How's the
away
team
of
doing?
PRX.
Team
They
is
don't
good.
sniff out what's happening happening in the smoke,
About to
though,
get back
it
to work.
absolutely gets the better of them, doesn't it?
They were checking it, but of course, Monyet. It's Monyet. It has to be Monyet. What a round.
I did all the heavy lifting. The fact that you guys win it, yeah, let's go.
I'm from the
Let's
U.S.,
see
yes.
if they can tie it up. 2 more. PRX, though, they will not be slowing down.
Yeah, in fact, turning up the heat right now, aren't they? Straight up through the guts of mid, through towards Art, towards the A side with a bit of a split.
Ooh.
Something.
Oh
He's
my
missed the
God.
ball.
Well, he's getting the space for the team.
Oh my God, he's just sending it. Absolutely sending
And
it.
his further space as well. Flower being blocked off again.
Oh my God, Patman is just running it down by himself. What the heck is this round?
RRQ.
And you can't do a thing as Jemkin right now. Talk about a change of pace from PRX. Very slow.
Absolutely sending it.
Turn it up to 11. Oh, right in your face. A little bit overzealous. Don't get me wrong. Pushing in towards Flowers, but Patman winning his jewels as well through Secret.
It's just ridiculous how quick PRX can truly accelerate.
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard this repeatedly from multiple teams that it's a PRX thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they had such amount of time where they were looking out of Pacific, right? But they're starting to really find their rhythm. Couple of consolation frags at the end there for Jemkin, just going to remove the guns from PRX for all intents and purposes. Play with their economy just a little bit. At thrifty rounds, they're not able to double down with another on the back of it. I mean, madness from Patman, by the way, into his teammate's Molly, catching him off guard, yeah.
That was a true and blue W gaming round.
From the new guy too, Patman. He's adopted quite nicely.
Fits in like a glove, and there we have it. A timeout by Coach Ewok and Warbirds as well. We'll see if they are able to.
Yeah, I mean,
I
don't know. This map started off looking like RQ was just going to run away with it, and now PRX is up 11 to 8. This is.
I wouldn't go that far just yet, but I think my worries are being
This is
seen.
a little.
The defensive side on this map.
A little worrying.
Gather the early A main information, for example. Any team is seeing, well, they're putting 3 numbers there. Let's just move it over towards a B, either through a B link split or through main, because they do hang around a little bit too late. When you consider that Jemkin on this Yoru is also baited generally to rotate a little bit early, or he's playing then more retake towards this B side. It just plays in towards PRX's hands more often than not in this sort of environment right now. So we really need to see some change-up affairs for RRQ on the back of that timeout there. Need to see 2 rounds in a row, right?
Time for a field test.
Single mistake, and that could be the map.
Yeah.
Placing swarm grenade.
See what the beginning installments look like in this one at the moment towards the B site, where I say, right, RRQ.
Yeah, I don't particularly love how much they're playing retake when they have a Yoru. It seems like they should be able to get in position to fight for the site.
He's been doing this all half. PRX has been doing this. And it's unfortunate because just unable to read it. The lockdown now forces Jemkin's hand. He's looking for that frag against Forsaken, who is another Yoru player. But he gets
nice pinch by them.
There is a flurry of utility out from the back as well. Some slight spacing.
And they brute force their way in.
Rough for something though if he sticks here. They're aware of this fact.
In with the nightfall as well as the dimensional drift. So you do mark Jemkin somewhat. You mainly
okay, where's he going to come out?
As well as
Comes out in halls.
In for it though. Something's traded positions with the team. RQ might not.
Something's position is crazy right here.
But the barrel, it just reveals all. Couple more kills.
Yeah, RQ. I mean, they're trying to play retake, but they're just their retakes are just not working well. Oh my God! What is this round? What the hell? He whiffed the shorty. He whiffed the shorty. Oh my God. What?
For something there with the shorty missing those shots, getting immediately on towards the defuse.
What the heck was that?
for a situation that you thought RRQ were not going to win. They lose the first duel with a great heads-up change of
What
pace for
the heck
second.
was that, bro?
Jemkin doing what he can with the 4K. He's needed to deliver nearly everything. But Xfero gets the last one. And they know it's not over yet. They know
That might be a tilter. We'll see.
because they need more.
That might be a tilter for PRX.
Job's not done. They're pushing up A main. Petman's contending for that spot on
They're
the
just
other
gonna
side
send
of
it
the smoke.
again.
Couple of sprays
When in
through
doubt,
and
just send it.
Just trying to regain control. PRX, they might have gone for the quick W gaming down Art, but is it going to be enough? Because Petman has been sussed out. Got a blaze wall. You got
They're
the
just gonna
sight.
plant
Might
back
be able to
sight.
stick the
Okay.
spike.
Yeah, but how do you defend at the moment? Sting is close. Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
Devi,
yes.
what on earth are you doing, bro?
Jemkin with the spams. You got the
You are
suns
just
up
out
back
in the
as
middle
well.
of
Cushy,
nowhere.
Another kill. Jing, though, trying to hold down to the best visibility from the back sight.
This
Unfortunately, he's going
is
to be the only one left now, so it's just
quite a
hold on,
shit
fam,
round
not
from
yet.
PRX.
How do you like them apples?
Oh. Good round from RRQ. Needed here. A lighter investment from PRX. Double digits now for RRQ. Talk about the fact that I said they need 2 rounds in a row. They've done just that. Is that enough, though, to give them an idea on what they need to be doing in the early stages? Because here, right, it's a quick one up from PRX. It's recognizing that they've got control of main. They've got control towards their spawn. They can have a multi-pronged retake coming in towards that one.
And that's why aiming control is beginning to be a bit of a pesky issue.
The thing is, though, look at all the defensive rounds they've got, Quack. 4 retake defuses, right? Challenge over towards B, nice and early. Different look, no A main control, but a similar look towards the actual
Big
smoke
fight for
utilize.
B.
Now, entrapment towards B long, great opening engagement.
Ah,
Jemkin
Jemkin's
on
doing
you.
my
Job is
play.
done. They can fall back.
That's all they needed.
That's my play.
What a call by Crazy Guy, or just the entire team as a whole. Just as soon as the round rips off. A clone towards the back as well, and PRX won't deal with it.
Could you imagine if that clone was real?
Oh,
Gets pinged, turns around.
Who will win this match? I don't know. It's hard to say.
Not the
Feels like
case.
momentum has really shifted.
Have to see what Forsaken can potentially do here. What gap can he find? You've already seen a change up of Kushi's utility as well, right? Being protected.
But it's just singular movement, singular audible cues, which means our
There
team are
should
fully
be
aware.
They're just not phased, right? 5 versus 3.
should be no way that they lose this round.
So just holding the angles now.
Forsaken's timing is crazy.
All the way through the back. If the timing is right, he
But
might
there's
be able to
no
find a
way.
bit more. Down for the
Oh my
flicks.
God.
He gets the first, but fully blinded now. Able to dodge the flash,
Yeah.
but not able to re-peek. Xfero just puts up a huge wall, and it's Petman running for his life.
Yeah, he couldn't get in towards the site to help him there, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's got to save this
Catch him
gun.
there.
His team has
Heads are
no
on their
money.
Shoulders swiveling all around. Now you got to put a priority on saving this Vandal to the next round. Tied scoreline 11 to 11 at the nth hour of this map. Feels like RRQ might have found the right recipe for this defensive side in a book hidden deep in that shelf.
RRQ watching this entire map with intent, putting up a strong stand. Map 3 might give them the confidence that they're looking for into map 4. PRX certainly feeling the pressure once again now that the lead has been lost. I mean,
I just highlight, I love the play that they come up with for being long as well, right? Just
expecting PRX to go in.
Can we
for
expect
lead.
Yoru in
if
split
they're
2?
not
I mean,
there,
maybe.
you've got the full space and you know it's A. You've got your mollies still set up towards the site.
It's definitely a good agent.
Play retake.
Other teams will be playing it for sure.
So far, right?
And that's why I love this scene as well. You got both coaches in the booths, and it looks like a true chess match between both masterminds. Alex, though, trying his darndest to possibly steer the ship in the right direction, because the boys
EMEA
haven't yet been able
easier
to crack
compared to
code
APAC?
around A-main.
I mean, it's hard to say. I've only done EMEA tier 2, so.
I think have just looked better, right? We've seen RRQ not have ideas on this defensive side, and PRX have kind of exploited that time and time again.
A bit hard to say.
You know, just commanding that A main control. PRX were real happy enough to give it to them and put more focus in towards the B side of the map now. You're not even seeing RRQ really contend with A main control anymore. They're just doing the smoke only. They're not putting the salvos behind it, right? And they're still coming up with the same look, missing one piece of utility.
It's down to all these tiny little details. and
Yeah, I agree,
margins
Sunny
that
Soul. I mean,
PRX
Yoru is a
able to
very, very strong
get
agent.
an idea.
Yeah, and I mean, this sort of scenario as well, right? As PRX, well, are you playing towards more of a default or not, right? You're a little bit lesser equipped.
Very
You don't
strong.
have the Blade Storm, for example, for something. You do have Jing one away from the runner back yet again, but I'm seeing, you know, Jemkin with the Dimensional Drift and a Judge in mid-doors.
Oh, and it just does
Ooh,
its
it's
thing.
tough.
The Prowler was there for Jing
That
as
is
well.
tough.
Monyet, a trigger quicker, and it's going to be PRX reeling from the loss of that one.
And again, just the same utility over at main bar, the salvos, right? A deeper nebula, force your opponents to respect.
Why are teams not using Clove? Because Clove is a very situational kind of bad agent
Need to adjust a little bit. Play retake
for
again.
pros.
We've got a Dimensional Drift to scope that one out.
The one slight light at the end of the tunnel that I can see for PRX is if Jing finds a run it back.
Seems like I will pass out soon. Yes, I'm dying right now.
They're gonna opt for the Cosmic
I
Divide
am
to block
dying
off
right
that
now.
site.
I'm not gonna lie.
No swarms.
Good timing. It'll just waste the time on this Cosmic Divide. Starts to go for the plan. Ooh, got him.
And that's done. A perfect skull executed wallbang kill. Secondary plant attempt, and something sticks it. Will it be enough though? PRX has yet to hold a post plant. Something then opting to go around stairs. He does have support from Patman in this area. A seize would be great as well, but it's the Guardian. I don't know how what's going to be. Divide with possible spam out.
Nice.
Well, a main, but still the shots, the Dimensional Drift, it susses out all. Intelligence has been found, and RRQ will take another round.
More importantly, they're going to take map point here. That means that they
Okay.
won this map for pretty much the first time since the very
This
beginning
is
stages of the first half.
not looking
Well,
good for
reclaim the lead.
PRX. They do have Jing's ult.
Match point, PRX falling a little bit flat now. Getting taken out by the judge, getting taken by the spams, not able to off-put Kushi's position. Makes it really awkward in the 5 versus 3 when you just try to get a plant, and all the information from that Dimensional Drift as well, working a treat.
And it's just brilliant calls from RRQ, recognizing the job's not done, I have to lock in. You bring out the judge all of a sudden, PRX has no idea.
It gets scary now as well, right? When you consider the
Double op, okay.
If that's put at the right spot, that could
Double
be
op.
back towards normalcy for RRQ, pushing forward to get Monyet on the overdrive. Meanwhile, Jing up with the runner back.
Oh,
Team
it's-
is within 2, and they're
Oh my god, the stun is crazy. That stun is so good.
As well, and it's RRQ finding advantage. Divide, though,
What
trades
a
it right back
nice
up, but there's a lockdown
Teo
in this
ult
fight.
stun
He needs to
combo.
push up. He needs to go in for it. Jing finds that. Some assistance being afforded now as Spike somewhat gets retrieved. Patman declare it back site.
3 versus 3. Fire alive, so smokes for PRX. Timing for Patman. This could be everything. The crazy guy on the drone, he was contemplating it right now. That's a massive duel for Patman to win.
Popped up over, looks for the flick, but it's Jimkin that comes up with it instead. 4 HP though.
Divide with the
PRX
op
might be
now.
able to push us into overtime. Jing now with the space. You've got an op being played by Divide as well. It's a position that surely RRQ doesn't expect, so they will continue to march forward. Offside, past Flowers. Jing marks the angle,
Ooh.
has a flash, has a molly as well. How on earth can Cushy possibly play this? He goes into check, almost losing his life.
Oh
and
my
Jing
god, he almost
swinging
won
off
that.
of contact to push us into overtime again.
Oh my god, he almost won
Extremely
that.
awkward if Jing wasn't able to find that trade at the end there on the 2 versus 2 because
Teo nerf is coming, so we're going to change Teo in team comps. What's the best alternative? I mean, the meta is just going to change in general.
Well, I gotta give props towards
So
Crazy Guy for that location.
I think a lot of stuff
Really
will
trying
get
to assist the
changed.
team from afar, but in the middle of the 3 versus 3, just trades upon trades, the hot hands trade
Another
forces to
overtime.
push, and you do get the eventual trade there as Jing.
And it's Petman seizing the initiative to sneak up through Flower as well, just to surprise Crazy Guy. Who,
I mean, if that duel goes the other way, that's probably the map.
exactly. I mean, if you play by the book, but Petman doesn't do that. So
Another overtime.
OT1, here we go again. Pressure mounting. I hear the kettle whistling. Both teams, both sides are feeling this. We kick things off with RRQ, slow march up B.
Like you say, slow, but they're pretty fast in towards this one, aren't they? 4 members again from PRX. Going back to tried and tested, gather the orb, gather the A main control, play on the stalling utility that Forsaken has down. And he's actually got a judge, expecting a bit of a play, but it's a similar utility.
he's so owned back here.
He's just played DDR, he's dodged everything. Meanwhile, the rest of the team from PRX slowly coming up front from mid.
Oh my god, he gets a
Flank,
0.
will be able to slay all of them down. Cushy with the flank now coming through. And it's just Petman able to find one trade. Cushy might have been dealt with, but how do you
What a round from RRQ.
spearhead a 2v4? first thing you got to deal with would be Halls. But that's Monyet with a judge. He fires off a warning
I have bad eyesight.
Hetman tries to go out from the back. Attention has been bought. Then the spams out from Pillar. You've got Jemkin all the way towards the back as well. And he uses that elevation to bring this to a 3v1 divide.
Rishab, I think we catered to our players a huge amount this year.
Once again, take up the first OT round.
We tried to put everybody on as much comfort as possible all the time.
Since the 4 rounds that they got in a row, before that they looked a little bit down for the count, coming out with different ideas, losing the last, but back towards the OT, quick towards the B site, establishing a plant with sheer numbers, Cushy delivering the goods as well, making sure that the numbers were found. He's on 30 kills now. He's absolutely stepped up in this map.
I mean, since when have you expected Cushy to go in for that lurk? All of a sudden, he brings it out. This time, RRQ on the defense. They've done this good so far. Can they complete the run? PRX. Patience all of a sudden.
How long do you leave something for here as well, right? You're waiting out for the Nebula over at A main, or going together as a team.
Might not expect the glass cannon off either.
Drone's got 2
Who am I rooting for? I mean,
keeping a heavy investment of numbers for RRQ towards the B side.
I don't really care that much, but probably PRX. Probably PRX.
Not quite. Opening duel, but the timing, the pathing.
He's actually, yes, the pathing precisely.
But it might work problematic for the
Best skin for Phantom.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dry walk into it.
Gotta be aware, but no. The dry walk.
Probably. I mean, Recon is good.
Tries to re-peek into it.
The Lotus one is good. I forget what it's called. Miss Bloom. Myth Bloom, maybe.
RRQ setting themselves up for the map in another overtime fashion.
They had no idea the op was there, but when it was needed most, Jemkin, Cushy.
Damn, dominant OT from RRQ. Okay. 2-1 RRQ.
Hold on, Forsaken needing a huge multi-kill, but it's nowhere to be found. RRQ
very nice.
Find the eliminations necessary to propel themselves forward. Another OT.
I mean, we never got to see Patrick on Neon when it was and still being playing quite a few maps.
They don't do it cleanly, do they?
I mean,
will not go down without a fight.
I kind of just don't even want to answer this question anymore because it's just, it's just very ignorant of how things work. Basically, at no point was any player forced to play an agent they didn't want to play. Let me just put it that way. In basically every scenario, as coaches, you say, hey, how do you feel about playing this agent? And the player says, yeah, sounds good.
Wasn't too much to write off of, but this one today, just going the distance, finding the adaptations mid-game, mid-round. They force PRX to scratch their heads and think.
I mean, the big difference is that RQ keeps thrifting PRX. PRX is probably winning more of the actual gun rounds, but RQ keeps thrifting them. And it's really, really swinging the game. I mean, the something barely, the something shorty whiff is going to come back to haunt them as well.
Cushy with the insane performance as well all of a sudden. The player from Indonesia just picked up this year. It certainly has been a wonderful performance, and we are so hungry for more. Let's toss it back over onto our desk.
I echo that statement. We are definitely
damn, yeah, 13-13, one thrifty,
that we've been seeing so
one
far.
clutch.
Pearl, as we mentioned, is the swing map. The
Ooh,
map
the
that
post
we
plants for PRX were tough.
Since both of these teams have had
honestly, maybe the retake strat was okay.
Yeah, what a game from RRQ,
But
really bringing
it does kind of feel like PRX should have won this map.
Really have to highlight for them is their composure. This is a team where we spoke about this the whole time. Map 1, they did not look composed. Now they've come out and closed 2 overtime games. And if I'm Paper X, I'm kicking myself. If I'm just a little bit cleaner in those thrifties, you've just won 3-0. But they haven't. RRQ stealing rounds, now stolen 2 maps away from Paper X and putting themselves 1 away from victory.
Yeah, this is the parity of a Paper X across a large sample size, across a best of 5. They're a team that when they look really composed, when things are flowing very well for them, when they have full momentum, they're impossible to stop. All the decisions will be made so quick, and they're always
31-16-7. What a crazy scoreline.
Some of these rounds where you really scratch your head for Paper X. The round against Monnier on B long.
That's the guy who usually plays like Recon Initiator.
So Paper X, this is why they're such an entertaining team, because they can show you perfect VALORANT the way that it was intended to be played, and then they can show you some very questionable plays at the same time.
It's why this train is so exciting, right? And of course, on the side of RRQ too, you mentioned the composure. I have to hand it to them. You're absolutely right. There were so many rounds that came so close. Like that one round with that diffuse, .03.
Genji will win APAC again? I mean, I think so.
Sparrow actually just accept whatever.
I think they look like the best team right now.
Yeah, he was closing his eyes. He was just like, just.
Well, using Judge, where should you aim? Head or body? You definitely want to aim like.
Make them so special, and that has also
So.
contributed to them making it this far.
You want to aim so that like the top of the circle is like at neck level.
It looks like a different team, and I mean, have to say, very, very impressed. We roll straight into some replays here, and I want to talk a little bit how they start their game, because it's all about the man himself, Jemkin. We see this is, so they've just won the pistol, anti-ecos, and he's going hunting. He's looking to farm these kills so that he's able to get his ult flowing into their next round. This is something RRQ love to do, and then of course the bonus round we can see them send it in, try and get a lot of that space.
Yeah, Dimensional Drift completely streamlines the B push. You get all of this connector information for free. They spot out something, Salvos immediately flush him out. Crazy.
Alright, I will be right back, guys. I'm gonna use the restroom while we wait for the next map.
Everything, the site's nice and clear, and RRQ are able to with the
BRB.
They also had an early ult timing going into this anti-bonus, but unfortunately it takes absolutely everything from them to be able to try to complete this retake. All of their guns are lost, and it's very hard to get going on the defensive side if it takes this much for you to win a bonus round, and part of that is down to just how hard Cushy was shooting this game.
Yeah, I mean, Cushy was just an absolute demon. Seeing him on the Killjoy, I was so impressed by his timings, the way he was able to lurk. I feel like he actually understood this role very, very well, and mechanically he was just so insane.
Yeah, he has great first bullet accuracy and positioning. You've seen that from him on agents like the Sova. I think in the current meta, he doesn't look as comfortable on Teo or KO, in my opinion, as he did when he came into RRQ and was playing a lot of Sova in kickoff. But I think actually, I agree, the Killjoy seemed to suit his skill set. Both of these teams did swap over from Vice to Killjoy going into this game of Pearl, but Cushy, he was able to read those rotations very well on attack. I felt like I was watching Prime Meteor, the way he was just walking on Arch and just taking kills while the rest of the team was struggling to get anything going. On the other side of the map, he was the one who was really the hero for RRQ in this game.
Yeah, the way the rounds just pivot around Cushy, right? Especially since, like, as you mentioned, he would lurk, and then he would get a few kills, and suddenly the round belongs to RRQ. He was that important. And I think for the side of PRX, though, again, this was a very, very close map. And there were some rounds also that were very, very good, well played by PRX.
Yeah.
They just send it. I mean, this is what you get with a Phoenix Fade. You have this comp where you can just fight with everything. You can throw everything at the other team, and if they're not ready for it, you will get folded.
I mean, they love this. This is the PRX style. We see 4 people in a main because they're looking to control it. And of course they are, with that Phoenix just layering up this util, looking so good when they're able to execute this. It's a gamble, it's a risk, but PRX love doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they either
Rashab, I don't think you understand what you're talking about. Sorry, bro. Just being real, you don't have any idea what you're talking about.
On that info line on B long with the op, or they set up the KJ there. Maybe you have a lockdown. You can play a streamlined retake.
There were even maps where Neon was offered and Jet was picked. So yeah, I'm just very tired of this narrative about they didn't put him on Neon, didn't put him on Neon. I mean, there was opportunities for Neon to be played and it was not played. So it is what it is.
We were talking earlier about Jemkin on Yoru, and it seems as
If I have to build a team from the 10-man finals, what do you mean? Like the 10 that are in this game? I would just
Yeah, I really think he could flex more into Sentinel. Like
probably
some
pick
players I see,
PRX,
I'm
but
like, yeah, he's just
maybe
playing the agent to
take
fit
Cushy over
everybody else
Patman.
into
I
the
don't know.
team. I really think he's taken this role and he's run with it. He very much understood what the assignment was on this game of Pearl, and he played excellently.
Yeah, I was so impressed by his composure. You know, he is a rookie. They have Patman on
If
the
that's the
other side,
question you're
who's
asking.
Also that rookie, and I mean, I feel like Cushy's been really, really stepping up in the way he's able to play, and you know, to come alive in these big best of fives, to really hard carry
Yeah, thanks,
a team
man.
like that.
Me too.
You know, my heart goes out to him. Absolute respect, because he put the team on his back.
And it's so much validation for all those tier 2 talent that are coming here on the Pacific stage in our lower finals.
Yeah.
One of the, highest pressure matches that we have here, and suddenly it's like they are thriving. We are now going into Icebox, however.
Jimmy.
How are we feeling more about this match, especially since this is going to be our 4th map? RRQ seem to be very, very confident in their map pool so far. How are we feeling about this?
Yeah, I mean, Icebox is a little bit more known, right? We saw both of these teams play yesterday on Icebox, and of course, PRX managing to win, RRQ, of course, losing there. So both these teams have a lot more recent information, and I think PRX will be feeling good. You know, I think they looked a lot better on this map than RRQ did. We do see that difference in comp, but you know, Jing on that Omen, so it's essentially a double duelist coming out from PRX, and the way that Omen plays, much more natural fitting to their style, where RRQ we're seeing that double initiation.
Jemkin with the
style that I also think suits them well.
plus 26.
Throwing out the Joman, it's something Omen on Icebox
Forsaken
that we've seen
plus
a fair bit in the
23.
Americas as well. They love it over there, so I think PRX may be taking a little bit of inspiration, as well as the fact that Jing has got the reps on Omen at the moment. It did look pretty good for them yesterday. RRQ have been early adopters of both Icebox and Ascent coming back into the map pool, so I know that they put in the reps. They were very much forecasting that these maps would be very important for stage 1, so I think they're going to be relatively comfortable to take Icebox as the 4th map here. At the same time, though, their game against Gen G might have been a little bit of a knock to the confidence, so I could really see both Icebox and Ascent going either way. I think the last 3 maps of this best of 5, Pearl, Icebox, Ascent, you could kind of toss a coin, really, because you don't have a lot of data that points to the fact that either one of these teams is going to be a very confident winner of either of them, and that's why you're seeing such tight games.
What
The
question?
thing is, of course, it's these 2 teams, right? They are so comeback.
What do I think
heavy
about
for both
Trace
sides,
Esports
right?
comps?
It can be so fun, especially when you have all of these rounds.
I don't know.
It's like, 2v5.
Since-
Hey, the other
When was the
team
last
might
time
win,
Trace
so-
played a
so
game?
1v5,
They've
the other
been
team still might win. They're just that
knocked
type
out of
team. They're just those types of players.
the
to be able
playoffs
to
for a
pull
long
things
time.
Like that off. Before we go into a quick break, I believe we do have a VCT Pacific moment to share with
Oh, they
everybody.
played.
Let's get on this
I
trend.
see. They
All
played
you have to do
EDG
is,
today. Is that why
use
you're
the
asking this
hashtag
question?
VCT Pacific moments, and we have one here from @Ploydere, who I believe we met over in Masters Bangkok in Thailand. If you guys watch the stream, by the way, and you hear somebody shout the loudest for T1, she is heard on the stream. That is her.
Yeah, I mean, T1, obviously winners of Masters Bangkok, but over here in Korea, an absolute staple. Unfortunately, didn't have the result that they would have wanted, but there's still plenty of great teams to cheer for here.
Gotta be great.
How's Korea been? I really like Korea. Seoul is a very nice city.
All of the fans, absolutely.
I haven't gotten
They
to see very
love
much of the
watching these
country,
live, as we are seeing
but
right now here, lots of love for
so
both
far, I
PRX
like
and
Korea a
RRQ,
lot.
which will continue right after this quick break when we head into Icebox. So don't go anywhere.
I
This
like
series wraps up right
the-
after this quick break.
I like the public transport. I like the organization. I like how orderly everything is. I like the food. Yeah, Korea's nice. Thoughts on Vitality, Trek, Sadurka drama, FNS retiring. I mean, FNS retiring, like, it needed to happen. He was definitely holding the team back mechanically. The Trex Durka drama. I mean, I just have no idea because I'm not in the team, so I don't know who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I think the team was definitely better with Trex on it, just from a pure on paper standpoint, and I think it really has showed that they've gotten significantly worse since he left. But yeah, I have no idea. I've never been to Singapore, so I don't know. Is Icebox harder? I don't know what that means. Hello, Sushank. Dude, I don't know. I mean, isn't Trace just playing like meta comps? They just like playing Yoru. Aren't they just kind of playing like meta? What's the major difference you see after becoming head coach from assistant coach? I mean, I just have more I just have more pressure to perform. Is the main thing.
Fine, I'm gonna go 1738 this game. And 1738.
I appreciate that, Rishab. I have basically 0 days off from now until the end of the year.
So ask me, I rather play
There's no time to take days off anymore.
or rather have $10 million. I'll rather my ex come back.
Who are my top 3 NA coaches in VCT of all time? NA coaches specifically. Probably Potter, Josh RT, and Shazam, player coach. Tail nerf will definitely affect the meta a lot. Yeah, Kaplan's definitely in there.
No, but you cannot leave.
Have I been talking to any coaches for advice and stuff? I mean,
And everything you hate
I don't know if you guys realize this, but I'm older than all of the other coaches in VCT, and I have a history of coaching going back for over 15 years. Not all Valorant, obviously, because Valorant hasn't been around for that long, but I've been coaching for a long time. But yes, I'm always a student of whatever I'm doing. I have read probably 7 books by Phil Jackson now. I listen to lots of interviews by great basketball and traditional sports coaches. I've read tons of books on building teams. And yeah, I do talk to other VCT coaches as well. When Juvie got banned, it was a huge chunk of prep for GE. No, it wasn't. I was doing all of the prep work for the games. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, Rishab. Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of things in my life, and basically all of them have been the result of working extremely hard. So it's like, I don't think I'm particularly talented at anything, but I work harder than basically anybody that I know. So that's been my key to success in everything that I've done, is just outworking everybody. So that's just what I have continued to do. Hello, Sir Degen Hard. I'm doing all right. I'm just jet lagged and sick, but other than that, I'm fine. Did I go to university? Yes. I have a degree in interactive media studies, focusing on journalism.
Welcome back to the VCT Pacific Stage 1 lower final.
And I also
where the
played
score is
sports
now
in college.
2-1 in favor of RRQ. We are now headed into our 4th map of the day. Icebox, potentially, this could be our final one.
RRQ opting to start on the attacking side. They will be running with the same comp. I love the KO Teo combo and Jet for
yes,
Chefkin. Monya's
Patrick.
gonna have to switch gears,
did
though,
perform
here.
pretty
He's
well
on
in
the
scrims.
Viper, where he's been playing a lot of these duelists the last couple of maps.
Yeah, it's a lot more passive, a very, very
The
different
team will
role
start
over on the side of
practicing
exactly
next
as
week.
aggressive as we would expect. They are sticking with that Omen, which, as I said before, is
Yes,
essentially
I was
another
doing
duelist
all of the
on this
anti.
map. It's another tool to keep getting aggressive. I like this comp for PRX. It worked out very well for them.
I was doing
against
all of the
PRX,
anti, all
so
of the
looking to
prep
continue to build on that momentum
before I
and start the
became
run
head
back.
coach.
Oh yes, oh start the run back. Is that gonna be it for PRX? Is this gonna be our final map? Big questions as we head into Icebox with RRQ versus PRX. We'll toss it on over to our casters, Komodo and Quack.
Straight into the cold depths of Icebox, and yes, we do have rather similar compositions from yesterday. However, like the desk mentioned just before the break, we do have possibly confidence taken up against RRQ, even the loss against Gen G. But that said, you also have the Something versus Jemkin saga continuing.
Yeah, coming in towards this one as well, right? RRQ
Honestly,
are 2-1 ahead in those OTs, but Jemkin is the only one currently going positive
I'm
on
just-
RRQ's side, and insurmountably so. 70 kills
I don't
already.
know. I've heard some people say that you should stick to a sense, and I think sticking to a sense is definitely good, but also changing sense is also good sometimes. As weird as that might sound. Ooh, look at this. They're trying to anti their turret, but the turret's not there.
And Monyet is going to be the first casualty.
Not able to recenter his aim. The turret, though, does inform
But they
to a
still
little bit
win the
more.
duel.
Sparrow looking for the swing, looking for
The
the push
aggro
from the Sheriff.
push.
He does get a good chunk of damage, but the spike should still be getting down pretty soon. Divine with the turret up, checks towards the back. Here's some footsteps. Needs to swing back in and find
Am I
some
happy
kills,
with the
though.
current
He
map
doesn't
pool?
have
Yeah,
time to
like I said,
reload,
I don't care.
his life is
I think
forfeit.
all the maps are
Meanwhile,
interesting.
PRX still
So
able to march in front.
I don't care what maps are in the pool.
No flashes, however, so it comes down to just the swings, just the positions, and with positions, Forsaken collapses onto its Jemkin, and that's going to be a crazy guy trying to hold down.
All
Under
right,
Raptor, but
PRX
he's
gets the
alone,
pistol.
So
Off to a good
entirely
start.
PRX are able to swing and surround the site in for the final.
Why are you
defuse.
typing in all
Right out the
caps,
rip,
bro?
pissed around, already theirs.
Yep, over towards PRX yet again. To highlight for those that may have been joining us, PRX in this series, so far so good.
But
In
yeah,
the
so
pistol rounds,
scrims,
they've got
you
both of them in map number 1.
there's like
a
website app that everybody uses. You just post what maps you want to play for a day and a specific time, and then other teams post, and then you just try and sync up. It's like it's like online dating, but for
Yeah, for sure.
nerds playing Valorant.
Probably won't do that this round though.
If you match, then you go on a date and you play a scrim.
Back to normal things. You are playing in a bit of an anti-eco.
It's like probably the best. That's probably the best way to describe how scrims work.
You want to see him grab a chunk of damage here against the lighter shield-equipped members of PRX.
A lot of trust. But a lot of recognition from the side of PRX as well. Marking the lurk out by mid, so Sparrow's gone. And also, possible outlaw plays. PRX then elect to play far back.
Yeah,
Can you give any
very slow and
advice on how to
steady,
not tilt while
which means
playing?
that eventually, Crazy Guy, well, just now, in fact, we'll get the salvos back online for RRQ.
I mean, it's just a
This sort
game.
of situation, though, for PRX, you know, you
At the
don't
end of
want
the
to
day,
see them just overdo
it's not that
things.
big of a deal.
Play quite patiently.
Stop taking it so seriously.
RRQ are gonna look to go towards.
Big salvos, PRX pulling all the rotations
Yeah,
over.
they've completely left the scene of A at the moment where the spike is actually going. So
Also,
there's an opportunity to get
It's okay to
flanked
care.
out, but is it going to be defendable?
It's
That's the real
okay
question.
to
Out
want
for
to
a play.
win,
Salvos will
but
come back
also
online.
just
Spike
realize
face
that
down, top of sight.
sometimes the outcome is out of your
Not
control.
bad. There's a slight chance still, you know, with the outlaw. Maybe a bit of damage, with the nanoswarms currently, but he's got the angle.
Eventually a flank from Monyet, but just the classic. So let's.
If you
let's
put
see what
yourself in a
happens.
situation where you feel like you've done
Running
everything that you can,
Got the guns. Oh,
then
and
it's
the
hard to
outlaw
get
just
mad
doesn't
after
do
that.
much. Monyet though out from the back. Was he spotted by the target?
He shot it because the 0 point actually took it down, but it didn't really matter in the end right now until the defuse.
You saw me raid in the vlog? Yeah, because I hate it when
RQ not able
you
to
put in
hold
a lot
on
of
too long.
time
He used the third salvo
and it doesn't
refresh
pay
now,
off.
But yeah, it's still going to be the full defuse. A flawless round for PRX.
Again, it's just the classics really for RRQ, right? The Outlaw gets a tag on towards Patman, but apart from that, very early nothing comes in towards the rounds. No chance for a flank either, despite Cushy's 0 point removing turret, it was already shot at. And position noted. Very level-headed again for PRX, who have just had to go through 2 maps of overtime and lose 2 maps of
Also,
overtime.
people are humans, and people get mad sometimes, and that's okay. You know, you're never gonna never tilt.
Right, so you got to consider.
Even somebody,
Zen
even like a
next.
Zen Buddhist will get
They could've
mad
gone that way
sometimes.
instead, but opting for Icebox first.
So
And they've been a little bit
just
back and
about
forth
how
with
you
the
deal with
pistols,
it
but right now, it's a
when
pretty
it
good
does
start.
happen.
Slow and steady for RRQ towards the safe side of things. As soon as you're noted, top of that side is Jing. You are just dead. 2 rights. What an awkward spray. Come through from that Vandal too.
Cushy should be dead.
Well, Divide coming in to refill space as well, but you don't have
Lots
much
of
in terms
damage from
utility of
something.
staving off RRQ except for
Do I like
bullets.
cats?
Shock
Yes,
dart in
I
as
do.
well. And RRQ have been
I used to have a cat,
Blake eventually
big
will have to
fluffy
need to sit
cat.
himself in their spawn and watch for this one. RRQ are going to be locked in. They have to try and push the bodies back.
The only way out is up.
Snakes Bite already noting on towards something's position. He's stuck. He doesn't have tailwind available. The wall, he just gets out of dodge. Will they, again, expect Batman to already be in their spawn? It looks like they have an idea, but still just stuck towards this A site.
Unless you take a confident duel against Patman. He's been good on the 1v1s as well. He's just happily setting up camp.
I mean, with the comps that are being picked, yeah, it's not surprising that they're just hitting A.
Nano still at the default that RRQ are going to have to contend with. Patman not tested, which means they know that
If you
this
play
is
other
going to
comps,
end
then you
at
don't
the
have to
site.
only go A. But with these comps, it's going to be A a bunch.
Possible one and done. Outlaw shots not found.
Specifically,
Quickly denied. Monyet now with a double kill back sight.
specifically the RRQ comp, they kind of just have to go A.
A 1v3. Not much in terms of utility except for the, well,
Actually,
the
no, I don't
wall
think so. I
that
think Singapore and Malaysia is just
might conceal his movements, but it's a 50-50. Which side you're going to show up from? RQ are just happily tucked in. Decent peek from Monyet, and he finds and collects onto the 3rd kill.
That's a scenario as well where PRX, despite the lesser weaponry, still had, you know, some pretty good weapons in towards that bonus round, and they had all of the information. They knew Patman's flank was gold, they had the damage delivered, they had the advantage on the side itself, but then you just start to look at the 4 versus 3.
Aspas is the best player on Icebox? Yeah, probably. He's been insane. It used to be Durka, but I feel like I haven't seen a really good Durka Icebox map since like 2023.
Get around on the board. Operator out there for something in this new round. See if the opening duel is going to do anything except reveal itself against the turret. So does that shift the idea of where RRQ want to potentially end things a bit quicker towards the B site?
What's my read on the meta after Teo nerf? I have no idea, honestly.
PRX back.
Yeah, fantastic. Space being collected upon. Off angles possibly being held.
There'll
as
probably
well.
be
Something does
a
have
decent amount of
auto,
double duelistics
which Neff's
played.
able to find
I don't know if that's
much
the
with
correct
it.
thing to
Mark's
play
able
though.
right from underneath. Jet doing jet things, and he reads it fully.
Where's that Armageddon going to go?
I kind of feel like some people have discovered some stuff because of the Teo meta, and some people have maybe learned the wrong lessons.
Thinking about it, crazy guy sets it off by yellow, and it's going to be RRQ Monyet who's still
Like, for
trying to hold
example,
things
if
down,
one thing I will say is I think if people are playing a ton of Breach still, I think people have learned the wrong lesson from the Teo meta.
Spike still going off though, and Monyet just fires off a shot. Devi has no clue and needs to tap onto the spike.
Oof, what a shot. What's my opinion on Waylay? A niche agent, but definitely interesting, but not totally sure on like the best way to implement her
All the shots to
at the
come out
moment.
from Monyet working a treat. I'm noting that the flank is potentially going to come on out as well for RRQ, but that's being looked after in the kitchens in the meanwhile too. That's a 1 versus 3 Red Bull clutch.
Will we see
come through
Waylay
from
after
Monyet.
Teo nerf?
How
I don't really
individual
think
were those
that
shots at the end there, those positions from PRX when they're off put by the Armageddon
those
as well.
agents had a
That
ton
makes
of
things quite
synergy.
awkward for
I
them.
mean,
There's a reset now coming into this next round as
I guess
well.
there was some
Something probably
synergy,
gonna be popping the
but
planes immediately. There's a lockdown for Devi, but do you consider using them? You need to find advantage.
I wouldn't say that like nerfing Teo suddenly makes Waylay more viable.
So any aggression from PRX forced to legitimate back towards the site.
Just because you have it doesn't mean you need to use it. It's still relatively early. RRQ though, it's a lot of space that they've
Favorite
lapped up.
food? I don't know. I'm such a
Position
foodie,
noted,
man.
shock darts through as well.
I like
And that
way too
is
much food to
something
just pick one.
that Chad's
It's
team
probably
was looking
pizza,
Yeah, but if you can find these open
but
goals, how many more are you
then
gonna be able to
sometimes
back
I
that
think
up
about
with, right?
that. Like if
Is
I just had
somebody
to
gonna
eat
be going
pizza for the
another
rest of
one
my
or not?
life,
That gun that you've just
like
got,
I'd be fine.
irretrievable.
But also, I would
50
really
seconds to
miss
go.
some other food.
And it's to the
So-
drawing board for RRQ. The silent game towards the Bravo
I
side
don't
of the
know.
map. Meanwhile, Forsaken has picked up the Hunter's Fury.
I could probably eat like
Something in position as well.
chicken curry
The swings wasn't great.
like
Decent
every
damage.
day also,
We'll see the
with chicken
Hunter
curry with some
finish
rice.
off the job.
And now
There
the
it is.
lockdown as
I could
well.
probably eat
Lockdown for some space. You still have Monette up around
What
the back
else?
of yellow. He spotted out the shoulder of one.
I mean, really, I guess maybe one of those two.
Though, still coming up with
Could also
one
probably
silver
eat like
kill off of
tacos every
Sheriff.
day,
And
to
then
be
the
honest.
shock dart will finish off Monette.
Do I watch
Sheriff
Joe
takes
Rogan
Pharaoh to
interviews?
1v3.
Not anymore.
And PRX will
I watched him
finish the
before
thrifty, the Sheriff shots, the
he
utility.
became like a
Back in all
political
around the
grifter.
map.
Anything you can do, I can do better. A thrifty
I
round
liked it
all the
when
way
he
up
was interviewing
PRX,
like
take a page out
scientists
of
back in the
RRQ's
day.
book when they needed it the most. So a round
But I can't
back
stand
to
listening to
PRX.
people
I asked
just
the
like
question, right? How
pretend
much
to not be
more of
political,
that
but
Blaze Storm are you
actually
gonna
be
able to
political.
find? Well, the Blades themselves, not nothing. Nada. Shots out with the Sheriff of Patman, doing enough damage for the shock dart to finish off his intended prey of Monette.
You get gutted thinking about how
This
G
time
had
not
both
dropping the one
Texture and
versus
Monette.
Have the investment of 3
Yeah, I
ults there
mean,
for
the thing
PRX,
is,
but more
like,
importantly, just a
different
round
players
of
thrive in different
getting into the
environments, you
recent
know?
territory of
So, like,
RRQ to see if they're gonna
had
exit
Texture
versus
not
something
gone
of their own,
specifically to Gen G, maybe he never became, like, an insanely good player. That's definitely possible.
Well, it also is something with the op now all of a sudden, but that 0 point.
Yeah, he's committed to this fight, and he's got it too.
Did I eat Indian food before I came to Korea? Yeah. I grew up eating Indian food
In this duelist
all the
battle.
time.
We think it's great.
Ooh,
but
he
just like-
legged him.
Yeah, down to 20. Cushy though, I mean, just thinking of possibly throwing it to the wind. RQ, however, have snuck up tube.
Yeah, it's removed the turret, so you
It was
can
a good read by
sneak
Paper
past.
X.
Has to be aware, doesn't he?
But would he?
Yeah, he's playing the back angle, just in case.
In case, but not a single peep yet. Oh, something. Oh, with the Viper's Pit as well. Petman happened to recognize it.
Okay, they're going for the crazy ults.
Earlier, and the Nulkman fading. He couldn't drop himself to get res too.
This
so
could
is
get really sketchy,
really
though.
awkward. Cushy down for the count now, 2 versus 4.
Petman still trying to make some noise.
Oh my
forcing
God.
RQ out in the open. That's the Viper gone. Spike. Well,
Yikes,
picks
and they just
back
end up
but
kinda
can you
wasting this
really get it
Viper ult?
planted? Xpharaoh, 30 seconds, and he's trying to sneak one over onto the A site.
It's the mind games right now, isn't he? What
I
can
mean,
he
the
do?
pick goes down, so they know he's not here anymore.
If you're Paper X, you don't hear the spike tapping.
Yeah, just play this
surely
passively.
consider it.
You
Times like
really
this,
don't
like
care.
10 seconds for him to try and get the plant. He's gonna
He doesn't even have an orb to get, so
Anyone
playing Spike is not that big of a deal.
if anyone looks to sacrifice him,
And no problems here.
But
Jing
they'll also
with
just
a huge
they'll also
sprint,
just swing him, because why
bound
not?
to bound, picks up that headshot.
he would have had to sprint earlier on and then potentially playing in the open where Jing would have even ran on him and then, you know, remove him off the spike plant. You win the rounds, kill him, you win the rounds. That duel, most importantly, on a crazy guy before the pit, just is able to come in position.
And it just begins with a really
Is there a
prevalent tool
certain
to
time you have to
something Jem
give
can
to
upchamp
grind the
with
game
one
to get
away
better at
from
it?
the ult, or, I mean, from the ult, and that's exactly
I
why
mean, I
something
can't tell
like
you
the
exactly how
Brave
many
is
hours it
involved.
takes to become
Paper X
incredibly
is
good. It's going to change for everybody, depending on how much you,
weaponry
how well
and
you learn,
ability, right?
stuff like that.
Indeed.
But yeah, I mean, you definitely need to spend a lot of time playing if you want to be good.
Takes an RE towards the A site, play on the back of your Killjoy utility. Alarm bot noted. Nanos, you count a couple of seconds and then you pop them as well. Stave them off with the wall.
And even once you've like mastered stuff, you still need to continue to play a lot because you gotta stay like in form, you know.
Pop flash, kills going over, and it's Jemkin with the blades. There it is, the effects being felt from the previous round now coming alive, but Devi still looking for the bursts. Jing with assistance out from the back. Just like Big Time was talking about, a pseudo-duelist, and he pushes all the way up. The lockdown might have them detained, but the spike
Both
still getting
detained, but
defused by
doesn't
Paper
matter.
X.
They're early enough that the lockdown doesn't really matter. They're just going to have a good fest around the site, making sure that they just have a party, get down and dirty. All of the duels they are able to win as well, right? A bit of lesser equipped weaponry for RRQ. Most importantly, just staved off in the very beginning. right? The Nano Swarm, the Toxic Screen, doing its damage, doing its work to buy a little couple of crucial moments. And then just Devi able to hit his shots at the end as well. The rest of the team knowing that it doesn't matter if the lockdown does go off. It's great recognition just of that game. So with the 4-2 scoreline now, it means that RRQ, sorry, 4-5.
Will I implement the G2 Stinger strat? I mean, did you see us?
Deploying a timeout.
We were fucking insane with the Stinger.
Keeping things
We won so many thrifties
somewhat light
this
and
first
breezy as
split.
well. You hear some cackles of laughter towards the end, suggests
I've been on
they're
that
in a
shit
pretty good
before
spot
G2 was
for
on that
this,
shit.
considering the fact that they are kind of facing a possible
The thing is,
The Stinger's always
they've
been
had
busted.
advantages, and then they've lost the advantages. And then it's gone into overtime. And what happened in the overtime?
That is actually
They lost the overtime. Though they need everything that they can get, especially on this defensive side right now. Of course, Icebox, right, for PRX. We've not really seen that much from them. 2 games against DRX.
and they won. Well,
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
have.
saying is, Komodo, you know, one kind of affects the other, right? When they begin to feel that pressure, sometimes that's why they get that loss in overtime. So the true question is, how thick is their plot armor? How much are they going to be able to do in what could be the final map if RRQ completes it? Up once again for something. This time the positions have been swapped around.
That's like the broadest question of all time, Sonny.
Ability as RRQ to put your standard dart roll forward as well, right? So just the
It'll
space.
take forever to answer.
Free of charge, changing it up with the pit towards the A site. Something had he stayed on yellow would have been.
But the
seen by the
TLDRs,
Scorcher and now afforded
farm your orb on attack. Play like chamber on defense.
No idea that they've begun to push up
All right,
Cloud.
Atomic,
Something
take care.
is in a really precarious
Thanks
position.
for stopping by.
Thankfully, the Cloud comes up enough for him to evade.
I'll be here tomorrow.
teammates now to assist him as well on the site of B. 0 Point revealing 3 members actually. Just gonna try and force out the plant.
Some spams, chip damage against Crazy Guy, but the plant still goes through. That said, though, gotta watch out for this potential lurk from Xfero. Jemkin up
Oh,
top.
he's stuck on him.
Fantastic kill. Yes, it's a good stick as well. The Cloud Burst comes up in time. Duelist v Duelist. And this time, Jemkin deals the death blow. Off to the end, though. It's going to be PRX now looking for the retake. They've begun to
I mean,
fan out
Omen
around
is
the
definitely
site,
just better
looking for
than
yellow
Brimstone on
control.
this
Monyet
map.
trying to contend with it, but goes down to Forsaken with the kills. Crazy Guy, Salvo still up, and he lets them go. Cushy watches his teammates back, and that puts Forsaken in a 1v2. No chance in hell. RRQ have fought back against PRX.
Thing with those salvos, you got to bait them out early. You got to try and get on that half defuse real
Will we qualify
soon.
for champs this year?
Not
That's the
able
goal.
To get through that one, unfortunately, there as Forsaken. So you'll cop a bit of a loss
It's
here.
gonna be
Great
hard,
position
but
from Jenkin.
that's what we're gonna
Unexpected
go
that
for.
he himself got on top of yellow. You got a scenario where it is that 4 versus 3. So the fact that through the snake spike, Monyet finds one as well, really important. Just making sure that RRQ are holding these duels where they need to, not
No,
overexerting
I cannot bet
themselves, not
on
giving
things.
options
It's
to
illegal.
PRX. You want to start to see that build up nicely for RRQ.
If you
here, try
are
and close the series,
a
try and
member of
line
a
things up first and
partnered
foremost.
team, you are not allowed to bet on anything Riot related.
Line up the op again, though.
Yeah, and if you're seeing the drone, your idea is to make sure that you destroy that drone as Pac-Man, so it's a good change up, but similarly, Jing gets taken down really early on the other side of
But
the
look
map.
at this, something's not backing down. Unfortunately, the Cloud Burst allows for RRQ to slip back.
And he knows that on the back of that, Crazy Guy's picked up the Ultiorb. So the adjustment from PRX now needs to come out where you're contending with removing Crazy Guy from the situation if possible. Pac-Man's got a lot to do by himself here at B.
Well, that's pretty good considering how he's kind of sneaking around, but this time now he's finding himself in a pinned down position. However, he's not pinned down. You're pinned down with him. 2 kills now, possibly a 3rd. Back up from yellow, but someone has slipped the net.
Yeah.
Xfero, though, still needing to pick up the spike, and Petman recognizes that. Swaps back around, that's a 3rd, a 4th! Petman, what are you made of?
That's toxic. 4K to come out from him when PRX needed it.
great
I thought
4K.
that when he got the first 2, he was going to snake spite to bail out. But just aware of the fact that someone could have
He was
slipped
protecting the
past
op, and then he just killed 4 people.
of his location, and he manages to find Monyet as well.
Very
That
nice.
is absolutely gorgeous to come through from Pac-Man.
Let's go!
Everybody's elevated today.
Oh, thankfully he's not putting tanks anywhere. 6-3, and PRX will
What's up, Neon
continue
Blade?
extending this lead because of an eco from RQ right now.
Thoughts on ISO? I mean, ISO's good. Definitely a situational agent, but he's definitely good. He's got plenty of use cases.
We'll see what these pistols and the Vandal are going to be able to do from RRQ. Get on the right line, and something might have his head removed from his shoulders. Nevertheless, he's good for one. Get out of dodge.
In with the tailwind as well. He finds the
There's
second
the
kill.
repeat.
Crazy guy still
Ooh,
desperately
goes
looking
for
to push
third.
forward. He actually gets the shot against something. However, PRX have hovered around the site now. Another player being caught out thanks to the one-way, and it's just Crazy Guy. He's got a Vandal though. Can he find the kills? Gets the first, but Jing with the off angle. Toxic screen up as well, allows him to slip back around the backside, and Crazy Guy does not expect it.
Yeah, Crazy Guy trying to be a little bit manic there. Finding the two
we have to be top 2, Neon Blade.
But just ultimately shut on down. So
We have to finish top 2.
Starts to look a bit better for PRX. You know,
Am I good? I'm just a bit sick.
It already was happening, right? You're looking at
Sick and jet lagged.
You start to see a bit of a series on them.
Komodo says we've got a game in our hands, and I would have to believe it as well. There's 2 rounds left in this first half, and PRX don't show any signs of truly slowing down.
No.
At least until this op could be potentially eliminated. RQ trying to formulate a plan.
Just a couple of diversions on the tracks so far for them. Maybe the conductor has regained control. Important
I
situation
look sick?
for
That's because I
RRQ.
am,
Get
bro.
another round on the board, quickly in towards the A side. Device, still good for one. Not a double.
I just
They
traveled
win
for
as well as
15
something.
hours in a plane with a bunch of people.
Off from Rafters, right off the get-go. And RRQ, this whole plan was formulated around getting some A control, but it's been all thrown off. Petman up from the back.
When PRX are challenging you and they've got the numbers ready to shoot, you're going to have a bad
Yeah,
day at the
it's a
office.
16-hour
Just
time
shows
difference
depth
from
again,
the
another
US
shot punched
to
through.
Korea.
Petman now pushing up, and Crazy Guy is...
What's the best headphones?
When did he get here?
Yeah,
I like the ones that I'm using, Audio Technica, but I might also not be allowed to say that.
If they do decide to pivot back,
Because there might be sponsors on the stream.
Initiative of when he's going for these flanks, it's generally always when RRQ are getting deep in towards the A site, and he can spot himself in the spawn when the numbers are similar, right? The 3 versus 3s and that sort of thing. When they've got this significant advantage, he will then push up for a proper flank. It's just a really great addition for him and recognition of the role in those scenarios.
And that comes out on top of the previous quad kill round as well. RQ once again back at the A site.
Look at the ultimates that you've got to play with though right now, Clack. Hunter's Fury lockdown for PRX. Close to a pit for Patman 2. Probably not going to get it here. Maybe Mon yet being one away will be more likely in picking that up, or maybe they want to prioritize.
Would I 1v1 a gorilla?
And then having Mon yet plant.
What, like in a
There's
fight?
options here for RRQ, given a bit of
In
space
Valorant?
to gallivant around this A site. They want to start to sprint up a little bit.
Yeah, but if you're PRX,
In running?
you imagine it's
Give me
RQ
give me
looking
more
for a plant.
context.
That's exactly what this double init composition
If it's a
is for.
fight, then no.
Post-plant
But
plays.
if it's in
PRX though, with their ultimate
the Math Olympics, yeah.
just able to possibly deny Spike plant. He spots out the first and a shock dart in. The lockdown gets ripped off. Something's in position. Oh, he doesn't go for the lockdown. He goes for the
Ooh.
spike.
They're respecting the lockdown here and then going for a kill instead. So you'll have advantage on this one. And you
Big
remove
duel
Silvers
from
and look at it.
Patman.
And that's crazy from Patman. Again with the lurk presence.
Dominant map.
RQ beginning to think
Wait.
twice. Jemkin
Yep.
continuing to push up, feeling the pressure
Wait.
from behind.
Yep.
Something then just takes the head off with the blade storm.
I would 1v1 a gorilla in a custom match, yes.
From PRX, just knowing that, well, we can't
Should I go home after
just
split
on the
one?
lockdown. We wanna have our
Yeah,
numbers
I
and
just
our
got back. I
vulnerabilities
just flew
to
back
actually
yesterday.
have more
They
value
got
than just ult
like
trading.
10 days off.
Get some damage in. Make it
It
easier
was
for
nice.
the team who have to have a little bit of time for the rotations towards the A side. Monyet got the pit off the plant, couldn't establish it. I've already talked about the lockdown. You just forget about that. Then you go in for the trades with the team, have full confidence in your boys. That's exactly what PRX do there. This is a great halftime score for them, but I do not want to count RRQ out, right? They will change up sides, going to the defensive side, and whilst it hasn't looked the
Which agent do you think can
greatest
survive
for
100
them,
gorillas?
you know,
Probably
the
most of
game
them.
against Gen G, for example, you cast your mind back a
We
little
were
bit
talking about
further.
like
The game against PRX,
super powered
great
humans
defenses
with
that they came
guns.
out with.
I think
So we'll
most of them
see
can handle the gorillas.
If they can bring that one back.
Oh, come on. Surely right now you go for the overtime record.
What do you want to see again? Cosplay walkout? Well, we've already had walkouts, so new overtime record. Let's get 50-50. Let's just be here all night. Let's get some pizza. Let's have some fun.
She's opting for cosplay, though. We'll see what this guy goes for. I mean, right now, you want RRQ to go the distance.
Actually, to be fair,
Okay.
I mean, look,
I see where you're going.
we can have new overtime records like any other day, right? Let's just get every team having really cool walkouts.
Again, yes,
Right?
we missed them.
Let's just bring some personality to the walkouts, to the outside game.
I'm throwing all personality right out the window. I want good Valorant.
You know what I would absolutely lose my mind about though? If the 5 players playing, I don't know if they're allowed to, would all cosplay onto the stage. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think this might be my last map. I don't think, even if it's crazy hype, I don't think I can make it through another one. I'm like almost falling asleep in my chair.
But back into the game.
But we'll power through
It
this
is
one.
PRX
We'll
against
power
RRQ.
through this one.
RRQ, like you mentioned before, they are a team that does not go quietly into the night.
Now, everybody stacked on up. 0 point to get some further garage information. Maybe got 2, maybe got none.
The worst part is I've been up since like 2:30 this morning.
Lined up. Both angles being separated
I fell asleep
apart,
last
and
night
it's
at like
Crazy Guy
8
who finds a
p.m. and
singular
woke up
frag,
at like
something at
2
least good
a.m.
for one. So it's an even exchange.
So I am toast.
Damage extra onto Jemkin, and you slipped through as Patman. Are they aware
I'm
of
like
this
burnt
one? I mean,
toast right
on the
now.
orange instead of through the tube, but it looks like Cushy a little bit aware of the scenario at the moment.
And my brain is
One you want to watch out for is Jemkin,
cooked
though.
lentils.
Upper round yellow. He gets discovered by this drone.
Comes down to the timing though, doesn't it? What can Patman find? It's the right timing.
And it's
I
the
feel like
kill
PRX's
to
pistols
the
have been
site.
insane
Jemkin
today. They've just been
silenced.
owning.
Not a single peep.
They have been
Experiment,
owning
the
on
only one
pistols
left,
all
and he's
day.
opting to go through kitchen. Petman's still in position, so
Can he cook something here, Quack?
does he have the ingredients right now? Nothing found. It's Petman who does the foraging instead. 10-3, PRX. Might just give us a quick map.
Yeah, potentially so. Another pistol round collected from PRX. Extremely proficient in collecting them this series, and maybe so more needed to push us into that 5th and final map for this one in Ascent. A little bit early for that. We'll see what the next bit is going to look like for RRQ if they decide that they need to force into the next round. I mean, there's no, you know, plant that goes down for PRX, but there's no real damage that comes through from RRQ. So it's just the pistols. Probably going to see the 11-3 scoreline.
Nice little combo.
You would hope it would be.
Deny the orb.
RRQ, though, they've stacked up correctly on A.
Yeah, this could be a cheeky crossfire angle for him.
In position. PRX trying to send out some bombardinos, but it's going to be Jing who finds the first one. Divine to push off of the toxic screen as well. Something, trying to get some good spams, but of course with the position so far, RRQ not truly able to find out too much until Cushy answers back, but with the submachine guns, PRX are still able to deliver.
Yeah, there was a Spectre in front of
Yeah, I've had 3 coffees and a bunch of cold medicine, but I'm still almost falling asleep with my eyes open. How was Talon performance in Split 1? I mean, they're very up and down.
So we'll see what this buy now will look like for RRQ.
Very up and down. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they suck.
Always feel like they have to cut a couple of corners here to give themselves some advantages.
Trying to at least go in for the alt orb. Not too much cover. 0 point though.
Slow and steady. PRX feeling a bit of the weight of what's being sent their way.
Let's see. So RQ has won 2 overtime maps, and PRX has won 2 absolute blowouts, assuming they win this one pretty easily, which it looks like they will.
Push out from pipes, but quickly dealt with, and it's Jemkin just to mark Patman.
And then Ascent is the last map. I mean, I feel like RQ wins this on Ascent, but
yeah, this is going to be really awkward for the timing, isn't it?
maybe
but he's gonna
not.
Go hunting for Patman instead.
Back up from mid, but PRX just continues their steady march.
I guess it really depends. I feel like Ascent is just it's a Jemkin versus something duel. Like whichever of them has a good map probably wins.
Patman oscillating back and forth around the corner, but Monyet gets the flick until Patman once again.
I'm also curious to see who starts on attack.
Be careful
on that map.
Options for a 1 versus 3 though, Quack. 1v1 Strice over. Could get the better of you, but that means it is the bonus round going Paper X's way. And that's a 4 versus 5 conversion that they do best
We
as
beat
well.
DFM
They are
in stage
looking
1,
so
yeah.
much more
That was
awakened
our win.
on this map of Icebox at the moment. It would take a bit of a beast takeover on RRQ's side to have a comeback come forward here.
Oh, man.
So we just further extend the map potentially with this timeouts come through from RRQ. If it is indeed theirs, you would assume so.
12-3, call a timeout. I mean, you might as well just use it.
A whole lot, though.
Use the timeout.
Nonetheless, they've brought themselves this far.
He's
Komodo.
saying,
I mean,
okay,
started things off
force as many weapons as you can.
had 2 OT wins.
Look at it from the outside, right? Paper
Let's
X
just
battle
try and
1-2.
get ourselves a
Two
couple
OT
of
wins
rounds
for
here.
RRQ, where Paper X could have closed them out, and now a smacking on the 4th map, potentially 13-3.
Patman is like the best adjustment ever.
Also smiles across
I mean, I think the
board
big
for
adjustment for this
PRX.
team is getting somebody who can play the flex initiator role consistently and comfortably, which allows them to go back to what they were good at, which is double duelist with something Jing, and then let Devi play mostly Sentinel.
Still got to go up for that potential rematch.
Yeah, the Gen G game is going to
Right now,
a little scary.
neither team can truly let their foot off the gas. RRQ, this map might have been like this, but still looking for whatever possible advantage they can find.
And nobody is at home at this B side at the moment. This is the corners cutting that I'm talking about a little bit earlier. Change of pace, flash drive in. He can see that no one's home, no turret.
Okay, they should have heard that middle.
So you get an idea that things aren't around the A side. Now it's cemented in stone.
Now what?
Self-drone, not seeing anything. Get your rotations towards B.
Absolutely no contact. Wow, they literally just contacted into the site.
Buys, crazy guy close
Okay.
to an alt. Something that would be paramount. You've bought some time, you've noted the positions. You know exactly where Paper X are. Can you deliver
It's a
though?
pretty
The angle, unfortunately, not quite
deep
great
contact.
now,
They
as
plant the
Forsaken
spike
finds
for
himself in the
free.
corner. Forcer
It's all about the
being
retake
controlled.
now.
Assembles, though, and allows for RQ to begin their forward march.
Forsaken goes for a
The
crazy
screen
play.
up, and it
Wow,
lets
beautiful
Forsaken sneak up
recon.
behind. He's infiltrated their backs.
Beautiful recon, and we're going to
Pushing up
Ascent.
as well. Nanoswarm with a
Have I
flick
coached
of the
players from
champion.
NA?
It's
Yes.
just Sparrow, who unfortunately will collapse. The 4th map, and it ends with a 13-3 scoreline. Ladies and gents, we have got a truly full series.
That's just a commanding victory to come through from Paper X, isn't it, on this map? A much better idea, a much better cohesive look for them. And just time and time again, RRQ backwards and forwards with guns and saves. And Thrifty even going in the way of Paper X.
All right,
this
guys.
time in this map, the pistols in the secondary round.
I will be back here tomorrow. There's no way I'm going to make it through another map. I need to go to sleep. But I appreciate you guys hanging out, asking some good questions. Like I said, I'll be here tomorrow. Sorry I can't make it through this full best of 5, but I just don't have it in me.
I mean, you're gonna have to
But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
You're gonna have to bring out everything that you've possibly got. They put up some decent performances, but onto this map, holy